Are you in the market for an apocalypse vehicle? Then come by the Dix Division Prepper Warehouse today. We have many treaded models to suit any terrain, but if you're planning on staying in town, we have that covered too. Great for the farm and the luxury garage. Dix Division Prepper Warehouse has exactly what you need. Open late Mondays and Thursdays on Comix Division's channel.
Help, my PC died and I can't get up.
Oh, no.
Oh, you need a little PC Viagra.
So sad, dude.
Your Dix is on life alert.
Clear!
No, my computer's on life alert. So, yesterday, there was a thunderstorm that rolled through San Antonio, and which caused the power to flicker ever so briefly, which apparently was enough to fucking kill my computer.
Wow.
I was so pissed. I was like, because I've been working on my Rings of Power video, right? I was hoping to have it out yesterday. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go record my... Oh, that's right. The computer's not turning on. Shit. Yeah, so luckily, as we're talking backstage before we started, that modern PCs makes it so much easier to diagnose what the problem is. And so they have these little LED lights that will light up with what the problem is. So it's like CPU, RAM, and some other stuff. And the CPU light LED was lit up, and I was like, "Oh, that's the problem." So I went and ordered a new CPU on Amazon. Still, as much as like newer models are like really expensive, because fortunately this is like a 10th gen i7 processor, and we're on 12th gen. And depending on what you get, they can range anywhere from like $400 to $600. And it's like, oh, great. Mine's under $300. That makes me happy. So,
oh my God.
Yeah. Thank you, Subscribe Star members. You guys made it possible for me to replace my processor.
This goes back to when we were kids. Like, don't be on the computer when there's a storm outside. Don't be in the shower when there's a storm outside. See what happens?
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Let me introduce you to my friend, Alternative Power Component. Where you plug your computer to that, and it gives you steady power, even in a brownout.
Yeah, yes. It's funny because my server rack has those. They just don't have batteries.
But you never think about your personal PC until it happens.
I need to get one for my personal PC. And the thing that really annoys me, too, is it was plugged into a surge protector, so I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't think it was a surge. I think whatever caused it was probably just being abruptly turned off or something. I have no idea. Because the motherboard allegedly is fine. So if I get that new proc and it works, then hardware dies on occasion, right? As Culture says, cheap thermal paste, even though I paid $20 for it.
Right. Okay. Well, before we go down the whole well that is Culture's paste.
We should introduce people.
Yeah, let's introduce people.
Do we need any introductions, really, though?
Speaking of pasty.
Not really. Hi, Culture. How are you?
I am not wearing pasties. Anyway, I just want to say hi to everybody. I have a channel. I have a couple channels, and I'm glad to be here. Welcome, all of you fabulous dicks.
Nickweiser, how are you doing, sir? It's nice to see you on a Thursday.
Finally, the Nickweiser has returned to TNT, and can we get a huge in the chat? Huge. It feels good to be here. She-Hulk sucks so much fucking shit. So thank you for having me on, Comics. I am ready to rage and rip this show several assholes and another.
Wow. Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Twerking assholes?
Yeah. Injured assholes.
You know, I super chatted Gary on Friday saying that you had forced me to watch 3 episodes of She-Hulk and 2 of the Rings of Power, and he looks at the camera and go, "You're his producer, bitch." I have no sympathy at all.
That's a good point.
I was like, "Oh yeah, okay." I get
Gary's
it.
not forcing X-Ray Girl to watch it, so I mean, I'm just
No, he's forcing all of us to watch it.
Oh.
There's actually a joke. I make a joke about that in my review. I was like, it's like I legit say I would have stopped watching after 10 minutes, but the only reason why is because of my obligation to Friday Night Tights. Thanks, Gary.
Well, I mean, yeah, all right. We still have introductions. We just got
do.
through Culture's pasty stuff, so.
Brahma, how you doing? You feeling any better?
Yeah, I'm feeling quite a bit better. And tonight, having one of the Dix Division classics, the Chicken Cock Kentucky Straight Bourbon.
Dude, you get cock in the mouth.
Why is a real
Cox.
thing? Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Hey.
a real thing.
Yeah, that's a true choke in your chicken bourbon right there.
So
kid.
I realized Tox was holding onto his cock. Brahma gets cock in the mouth. I got cock on the chest. Culture, what do you got as far as cock goes?
Well, I'm not allowed to show that on the internet.
You sure?
You
Does
are,
the
but
camera
yeah.
zoom that much?
Wow.
Oh.
Ouch.
I meant zoom out. I meant zoom out that much. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Hi, Tox. How are you doing?
I had a very frustrating computer day like you did. We had our brownout last week, and my wife has classwork and stuff, so she has to be on. So I ended up buying several power supplies and making sure that we have at least an hour and a half worth of power with our fiber connection so that she can finish whatever she's doing. So it was a long weekend of running Cat 9 cable and all kinds of power stuff.
Jesus Christ, you serious? They're up to Cat 9 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat 9, now, which is 10 gig. So I can get 1 gig out of the fiber that I have.
At this point.
Right. Well, you want to, if you have like servers in the house, you want to run a 10 gig backbone on them. And that's so if you had a server rack and I was running, I wanted to have my own NAS device to store all my own video stuff and everything on, then I would run that 10 gig backbone, and then you'd have the internet backbone at 1 gig and it would buffer that.
Yep.
The one in the drop we have in the back, the extra drop, actually will do 2 gig.
Nice.
You have to show me, because I have a fiber switch in my server cabinet. So all my servers are hooked up to fiber. So when they use the NAS, they're running over fiber.
You're all fiber, yeah. So
Wow.
you're doing that. So it's just when you don't have a fiber card in your server or your PC, and you want to make it part of that backbone, you can run up to Cat 9, which will do that.
Anyway, that's Tech Tips from Comix Division and Talks of Manflu.
How you doing?
Welcome, Tuggs, our very special guest. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. I have no idea what you guys were just talking about. I legit tuned out.
It's fine. It was just technobabble anyway.
I'm nerdy to a point that you start talking cat. I was like a hurricane, a category 6 hurricane. What does that have to do with what is going on?
It's close.
It's basically it's a cable type. So you know how you have like an Ethernet card or Wi-Fi, right? So when you use Ethernet, it's like a cable, and you plug in and plugs into a bunch of other stuff. So it's just a cable type. When I got started in tech, it was Cat 5, and then you had Cat 6, and now it's Cat 9, which is and it just means that it's faster. That's all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the higher the number, the faster. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
In a nutshell.
So here's the thing.
But as you said
Did I say something
pre-stream,
wrong?
there
Did I say
is a
something
limit.
early? I'm so sorry.
No.
My-
Comics says that every stream. I don't know.
Aw.
like you remember? Do you remember phone wire? That was category
Wang.
3 wire.
Yeah, that's true. So, for the people who don't know you, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows who you are, tell us about yourself, Tuggs.
I'm Tuggs, and I'm a part of Geeks and Gamers, and I do Twitch stuff. And I have X-Ray
So I
Girl
hear you saying is
Fourth
you're a
Places
Twitch
with
bot.
X-Ray Girl on Wednesdays, and yeah, that's me. Yay! That's it.
You're a Twitcher.
I made banners.
You make banners.
Look at that.
Oh,
Down
look
at the look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, There I am. So there you go. See, just read that. That's me. That's me in a very easily, like, super summed up nutshell. That's it.
Yeah, I think you have
Cool.
a great Twitter handle, Tug Life. That Tug Life. That is great. I actually got the origin of that story while in Vegas, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I had a follow. I had somebody that followed. I was telling you, I had somebody that followed me on Twitch because they were like, "Your name made me laugh out loud. You get a follow," and I was like, "Yes!" That's the first and only person that's ever caught it, or at least said anything that they caught like the reference, and B followed me because of it. Like I love that person. Shout out to that person. Love them.
I immediately figured out the reference because I'm old.
Some people didn't. They're like, "What is that? What are you referencing?" I'm like, "Oh, you youngins, you know nothing."
Yeah. You young people and your lack of knowledge. It's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's better than being old like me and having no knowledge. There you go.
No, that just makes things more fun.
So I do want to say before we go that there is a charity stream that Tug is going to be doing.
Yes.
For that. So go ahead.
Next Friday, the 16th, we're raising money for Games for Love on my Twitch channel. It'll be a 5-hour stream, probably going to start mid-morning-ish. I haven't picked the time yet. But raising money for Games for Love, which is a charity that brings video games, gaming consoles, board games, etc. to kids in hospitals. For various diseases and cancers and things all over the country. And they also take the money and will help pay for medical bills for kids here in the States and all over the world. So it's a good charity. Awesome. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm probably going to play a horror game, so feel free to scare me. I have sound alerts and stuff. But yeah, we'll be doing a charity stream. It'll be fun. It's a good time.
What horror game are you planning on playing?
I haven't decided yet. I was going to do Outlast, but then somebody who is much wiser than me was like, "You will never make it through that game." In the 5 hours, you'll be live. So I'm going to pick a different one. I just don't know which one yet. So.
Alien Isolation or Dead Space?
Dead Space.
That's what I've heard. Alien Isolation a few times, and I think that may end up being the one that I settle on. A friend of mine, Matt, a common idiot on Twitter and YouTube, he's like, "Oh, I'll pick some for you, and you can choose some." So he's going to get me a list of good ones, and we'll see.
Dead Space is a good classic, horror, space game.
Terrifying. I've heard it goes Dead Space and then Outlast, and I don't know if that's accurate or not, but like the top two.
I would say Dead Space can be intense. I mean, if you get nailed by jump scares, yes, Dead Space will scare the shit out of you. I mean, it mainly for me, it just startles me, and that's it. But once you kind of know the patterns stuff, I mean, if you played it a few times, it's not that scary. But there's times where it gets intense, man. There's like, everything's like busting out of the walls and shit. And you're like, "Oh my god, what the hell am I gonna do?" And so I mean, there's definitely times where I had to go set the game down because it's like I said, it's not for me. It wasn't scary. It was just really intense.
Yeah, see, I get scared. I love horror stuff, but I'm a big baby. Like playing the game and like you being the first person is different than sitting on the couch watching.
Right.
Watching a movie, So like the last charity stream I did a few months ago, I actually when we hit a certain milestone, playing Outlast was like my punishment. Oh, we reached a certain milestone, so let's play Outlast and we'll, see if we can get money that way. And I literally was playing like this. And it was Johnny was in the chat yelling at me, "It's not that scary." I'm like, "Screw you, it is." It was bad. So
for a charity stream, you could try and get Gary on and see if he can get out of that room on The Witcher.
He's still in there.
He's still in that room. I think that'd be great.
The game finally. I started it almost a year ago, and I finally finished. Well, I'm on the final expansion, so I'm technically not done, but I finished the main story finally a year later.
Have you ever tried Five Nights at Freddy's, Tuggs?
No, because I've heard there's clowns in there, and I don't do clowns.
You don't like clowns?
Smart lady. Clowns are awful.
I wanted to when it first came out, and then somebody was like, "Don't do it."
So if I ever get back to doing haunts, you will never want to go to one of my haunted houses.
There's clowns in there. Absolutely not. Oh. And Jay doesn't count. Jay is not the clown that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Well, he's just a clown. Is the thing, right? I mean, yeah.
Wait a minute. So Hollywood Horror Nights is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You realize there's clowns in those things.
Some of them. So last year, of course, my first ever horror nights was last year. for the 30th anniversary, right? And it was the big return of Jack the Clown, and everybody was very excited. And I was like,
great.
oh, absolutely not. And so somehow, thank goodness, because we didn't get there right at opening, we avoided him walking around, and I did not go into his house, and I didn't go into, there was one that was like puppets, I think it was, and somebody came out that was kind of part of our group. They went in ahead of us. They came back out and were like, you cannot go in this because at the very end, there's a clown puppet doll thing
It's
that
the worst of
got her
all.
too. She was like, I wasn't expecting it. Came in and nowhere. She was like, so I would avoid that one. So I avoided those 2 haunted houses. Otherwise, I was fine. Everything else was gravy. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for this year.
So I take it you'll never watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No, and I've also never seen It. No, that's not true. I watched the original It. That might be where my fear of clowns come from.
Oh, there you go.
Clowns are just creepy.
Also,
They
before
are.
we get too deep in it, I just got done streaming with Darth Call and his friend Doug. That was a
Yeah,
lot of
Darth
fun.
Call
Darth
was
Call
great.
is just a fucking cool dude. Loved hanging out with those guys. So if you guys haven't checked out Darth Call, I highly recommend checking out his channel.
He's gonna be on with us
Better
soon.
Call
Yes, he is.
Call. I thought that was genius. Because I listened to a portion of that, and I was like, Dix Division in the chat. I'm like, and I was accusing him of being a Cyclops.
He does rock those metallic red shades.
Yeah.
Those shades.
Oh, look, it's Tom who's going to yell at me because I forgot to send him the link.
No, you're in trouble.
Sorry, Tom.
Hey,
Tom,
yeah,
Tom, I had a
Oscar
bad
not.
day. I'm
So he's hating
sorry.
you.
I don't know who
Tom
I'm more
gives
upset
you a
with right now.
disapproving look. How you doing,
Culture.
Tom?
Toxic or culture?
What is?
I'm just trying to take the heat off of culture.
I will always love you, my hetero.
Don't defend him.
Oh gosh.
He's got Mikey mad at him right now too. So
Oh,
Mike
that's
mad at
true.
me?
Yeah.
he thinks you didn't show up
did.
today because of him.
Oh my god.
He doesn't think it. He said it. I was there.
True.
I saw. I seen it. He thought you were not there in spite of him because he was the one hosting the show because Tom was not there for the first half hour.
I don't even know what to say.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't. Apparently, I live in the world of the indefensible.
I felt the love not in the air at that moment.
Well, I found out that Comix was going to be on Darth Call's show on Krigler's show. I'm like, oh.
Wait a minute, aren't you his producer?
I
He
forgot to tell him,
doesn't
apparently.
doesn't tell me anything.
Dude, we have a calendar and everything.
I know. I'm like, I put it on the calendar so I can like promote it. But
You have the same thing in common with my wife. I never tell her anything too.
you know that doesn't make me feel better for some reason. Darth Calls. Go sub to him. Really, he's a great guy. He and Krigler's doing some great stuff today too. That was a great show.
Unfortunately,
good
I didn't
people
get a
there.
chance to catch Krieger. I had a lot going on between getting dinner ready and then getting on the stream and setting up the stream and trying to make sure I can actually stream off my laptop. Yeah, it's been bit chaotic.
But is the bathroom done yet?
The bathroom's done. That's the good
Yes!
news. Oh my god, it actually got done today. So I don't know if I told you, Tuggs, when we were in Vegas that I'm having my master bathroom remodeled. No, okay. Well, it started in June.
Is that a racist bathroom?
It's September. What did they find? Like, why?
It's just been a complete nightmare, is what it is. So we have a family friend who's a contractor, and he deals with other people. And the guy that he was dealing with, he would show up, his people would show up, and then like a couple days would go by and they wouldn't show up. And then it's like the guy that was doing the tile got sick, and that's fine because he ended up doing a crappy job, and they couldn't do anything else, right? So we're basically waiting for a new tile guy, and it was just awful. And then we found out that he wasn't paying his people, and it's just like, jeez. So the guy that we deal with, he's like, okay, I'm done with this dude. I'm gonna bring in my other two guys, and then they finished up in 3 days. 3 days they finally got it done. I mean, and these guys were fantastic.
So culture was right. It should take a maximum of 8 days to do that bathroom.
I told you.
Well,
If I were doing it, it would be 6. But
if you're
you
talking
take
about
8,
like okay, you understand, the bathroom I have is big, okay? It's not like a small bathroom. And they literally built the shower because we had a new shower done, which was what the problem was. That we had a leak in our shower. There was a separation with the pan. And that's what basically started this bathroom remodeling fiasco. And
Demo day 1.
yeah, demo basically took a couple of days because there was a lot that had to be done. They had to demo the shower. They had to demo, the tile was there.
Is your bathroom 20 by 20? Are there 7 bathtubs in there? What is happening?
No, it is 20 feet long. It's like
There are 7 bathtubs, one for each dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay then.
So there is a section for the bathtub, the vanity. We now have a huge shower, and then there's like a little area for where the toilet's at. So
okay, is it a steam shower?
No, it's a custom shower. I mean, they legit built the shower and tiled it. I mean,
That's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'll send you pictures, Culture.
Okay.
So you don't think it was a poor choice?
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
The choice to remodel the bathroom was definitely a poor choice.
Yes.
Well, we had to remodel the bathroom because the shower was leaking. So,
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Use the bathtub.
Not wrong.
Dude, Tox, dude, if your keyboard was any louder, I mean,
I'm sorry.
I type loud.
Yeah,
he's clearly not reading the private chat. We're just going off on him.
We've had a long
He has his
conversation.
microphone like
5
right
minutes.
next to his keyboard.
We've been bashing me for 5 minutes in the private chat. Doesn't pay attention.
No, I'm looking at the other.
We're like
Leave me
we're
alone.
like Batman back here.
He's actually doing his job. He's being a producer.
We're
Oh,
figuring
crap,
out
yeah.
who's making all the noise, and it's like, oh, it's Tox.
Is that better?
I already knew. I just didn't say anything.
We all figured it out.
You guys are killing my OCD right now.
Do you have a fan on too, Tox?
Yeah. Apparently, nothing's working on my on my.
We hear everything.
my
noise
gate.
gate?
We can
There, it's a
hear
little
all of
better
it.
now that I think you turned on your auto level.
Yeah. I had to redo all this because I had PC problems too.
Yeah. Fortunately, which is funny because I had the Go XLR and they don't make the software to control it, and I'm like, I plug it in, and I'm like, oh god, please work. I download the software. It's like, oh, it's an EXE. Great, it's Windows. It's like, I wonder if this is actually going to work, and it does actually show up in stream yards. So I'm like, okay, good. At least it recognizes it, and I can use it. Thank God.
The memes tonight are glorious. Oh my god.
Yeah, they've been
I
working
haven't looked at all
overtime.
of them yet.
Did you see the one culture of you with Game of Thrones here?
You got to share it.
Oh, you want me to actually do something? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Be a
I thought you were typing for a reason.
Do your job, bitch.
I got to type on the keyboard to do that.
And what? Nothing to show for it.
I said hi to about 75 people in the chat.
Oh,
We
hi,
heard
chat.
every keystroke of
We
it.
heard everyone.
Yeah, I did.
And none of you on stream would say, God, would you turn that down?
We said
did
it
in the
500
back.
times in the private chat like professionals.
That's on the left screen. I'm not looking at that.
All right. Well, while we're waiting, let's get.
That was subtle. Well, we're waiting for the... Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Some of these are... Oh, my
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Corey for $4.99. Hail Comix Division and hugs for Tuggs.
Hi, Corey.
That sounds like an organization I can get behind.
Yeah, hugs for Tuggs.
Hugs for Tuggs. Yeah.
That's my little slogan. We were talking about slogans earlier. Mine.
Okay, you realize
Nice.
that are you playing on that double entendre or no?
Yeah.
No, and I never thought about it as a double entendre until just now. So thanks for ruining that. Now I gotta find a different slogan.
Way to ruin it, Culture Casino.
God, I
just figured out what that meant after all these years.
Oh Lord.
Can you
I'm
tell
such
me?
an
Because I have no
innocent.
idea.
Being innocent. Jeez.
Tox,
Anyway.
like, you know.
I would still keep it as a slogan, Tuggs. It's gold.
The 5-finger pickup.
It is a double entendre, though.
Oh, got it.
I never noticed. I never noticed.
Eric K for $2.
We called it 5-finger discount.
Damn UPS.
In some places it can be.
Do you know how much those damn UPSs cost?
Well, a good one.
$198.25.
That was oddly specific.
No,
Yeah, because I bought 3 of them last week.
Yeah, I need to get a rack mount one for where my networking gear is at.
Or just like buy a shelf for your rack and then put a bunch of them on it.
Anyway, the front porch conservative for $1.99. Evening, gents. I use the term loosely. Hi, Tuggs.
Indeed.
Hi, front
Hey,
porch.
front
Thank you
porch.
for my gift. Thank you.
I would like to meet the back porch conservative.
Easy now.
Oh boy.
Are
Is
you
there
looking for
one-
monkeypox, Tom?
No,
Yeah.
I said meet, not greet.
Oh.
No, you never can tell when it comes to meats, I suppose.
Which
Don't
one do I
shake
share this in? Which one's something? I'm talking to myself. That's how bad it is.
Usually is. Tina Vulture for $5. Like Jane Theory, Tuggs is one of the YouTuber angels.
Aw, thanks, Tina. Hi, honey. I hope you're doing good. Thank you.
Okay.
Jane.
I miss
We
you.
will get back to the super chats. Go
She's
ahead
too
and pull that up.
quiet for comfort. One of these
there we
days, she's
go.
gonna snap.
She laughs a lot. She's definitely a
She
serial
knows,
killer.
she knows everything. She observes all.
my.
She's gonna
Why?
snap and kill
Why?
everybody. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my God, the cock!
Dude,
And
do you
after
realize
that,
how
he
many-
decided to go and try and kill himself by fighting an entire army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is the rainbow thong that
Wait a
launched
minute.
a man on a dragon.
1,000 chips.
Does Comix have a 7-pack there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's
6,
not
and then a
Comix,
big old
That's
seven.
culture.
Culture.
Or culture, I mean. I knew what I meant.
Dude,
That
I'm
is,
just-
yeah. He's pretty eat.
let me tell you, I did the 300 workout apparently a lot.
Did you do 6-minute abs?
What is your secret? I'm looking for some abs too.
Oh, you want to know what his secret is? Here it is.
Oh my God, the cock!
That's his
Where
secret.
is his cock,
Oh my
actually?
god. Oh my god.
I think
That's when
steroids
Tuggs
got it.
decided it was a poor choice to show
It
up.
was
on
definitely a
the
poor choice.
Yeah,
You know
I
I'm
don't
leaning
know
into
why
that one.
that's these shenanigans.
screen. All right, let's get back over to super chats. Eric K for $5 talks to man who dressed up as John Wayne Gacy, but not for Halloween.
Oh my!
The clown version, or like did he run around?
No,
with-
John Wayne Gacy was a clown.
Pogo
Yes,
the
it
That's
Clown.
what she's asking. The clown version, or
Yeah,
just when
but
he's
I-
regular?
I'm
Actually,
pretty
no,
sure
but now that I think about it, that's where my fear of clowns started from.
Yikes!
Pogo the Clown.
For most people's did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you were the girl that escaped from John Wayne Gacy's
it's bad
place?
enough he
No,
was a
but
serial killer.
I way too young probably.
Oh yeah, that was like
true
60s,
crime.
right?
Way
I
too
love
young,
true
sweetie.
crime, and I saw as a kid between it and the Killer Clowns and John Wayne Gacy actually being a real thing, like it just somewhere mumble jumbled in there of clowns.
Well,
bad.
his actual clown get up was really creepy. Pogo the
It
Clown
is-
was
yeah.
creepy as hell.
I
Weird.
never understood this fear of clowns. I'm not the one who looks like an idiot. They do.
hmm
I
It's
guess
the
that's
big-
the way I always looked at
big
it.
smiles and the I'm a pretty happy, positive person, but they need to chill or just calm down.
It's just they keep coming out of the damn car.
Yeah, they never
It's,
end.
they're coming from the gates of hell. You know
They
that.
violate the space-time continuum.
They do.
What
Bigger on the inside.
clowns are
Yep.
great. What?
You know, it was a Halloween costume that made Mrs. Flu fall in love with me.
I scare people with clowns.
Was it John Wayne
the good
Gacy?
thing.
No, it was I was actually Tom Cruise.
Oh, well, that'll
funny.
do it.
I was
Was she
so when I
upset
came-
when she found out you weren't Tom Cruise? Or?
I was much taller, and she was okay with that.
That was, it was too late by that point.
Yeah,
J.A.F.O
it's
for $4.99.
taking-
Culture deserves whatever Dick's Division can dish out. Is cosmic justice.
Thanks. I love J.A.F.O. Love you, dude.
J.A.F.O. is a great guy.
Yeah, I need to stop sharing that screen. Some of these things are not good.
Oh, it's
Oh,
There was
tonight's
funny
memes
talks.
Oh, some of them are fun. Yeah,
Do you got your porn links up or what?
no, it's
not
the
on this
memes.
one.
Well, I just remember I'm probably the only one who could actually see him, so it's fine. Vino Shays, helicopter tours $5. Anyone see My Son Hunter? Wasn't expecting what I saw, to be honest. Way the story is told / acted, you kind of feel bad for Hunter only for a second and a half. No, I have not
I
seen it
think
yet.
there's one. I think there's
Haven't
another
grabbed it
message
yet.
right after that.
Yeah, there is.
Didn't it just drop today?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
gonna say, I
One
didn't even know it was
two.
out.
One of two. Sorry, my bad. Emma, I'm not gonna try and say her last name. Steals the end of the movie, in my honest opinion, and if it is based on facts, as the rest of the movie is, her story is powerful. I met Tuggs at the G&G Boston.
Ooh, nice.
I'm kind of impressed to hear that because from the trailer, that looked like a very look. I mean it when I say I don't want to see, the opposite of what we're seeing with woke, right? I don't want to see ultra conservative shit either. And the trailer looked kind of cringe, but as long as the movie's not cringe, that's fine. Like it looked like it was kind of like bad, like not good.
Well, I think they played it off as a
I thought
comedy.
the trailer looked all right. I wouldn't say it's like the best thing. I wouldn't call it cringe though.
It came off kind of cringe to me. I'm sorry. I'll be honest. I'm going to be honest.
No, that's fine. It's your opinion.
The guy who played Joe Biden reminded me of Dan Aykroyd in Nothing But Trouble. You remember that movie, Tom? With
Yeah, and that's
Chevy
what I
Chase.
mean. It has nothing
Yeah,
to
it
do
was
with the
really creepy.
It had nothing to do with the concept or the idea of what they were telling. Like, sure, I'm like glad get that story out there, but to me, the way they were doing it, almost like I don't know if anybody can take this seriously because it feels like a parody.
I don't think it is supposed to be
about
serious. It's
Well,
a
that's what I'm
comedy.
trying to figure out.
Yeah, I
is
don't
it
think
really?
it's meant to be serious.
It's a comedy show or a comedy movie, yeah,
Is it? I didn't know that.
or a dramedy maybe.
See,
but,
that's
I mean,
where
it's-
I'm confused.
That's
too,
why
like,
everybody's
yeah.
saying that it's not what they expected. It's because it's supposed to be funny, not supposed to be a serious like documentary or.
Well,
anything
yeah,
like
because
that.
that was the way I took it too from the trailer.
No,
Because
I
there's that one
expect it
part
to
where
be
we
at
have
least
Gina
a-
Carano, and she's like being sniffed by Joe Biden. It's like, and she's like making these comments. It's like that seemed more kind of like it's more of a comedy than anything else. That's how I took it.
Interesting.
I don't have the Daily Wire anymore, so I can't watch it. But
Shame on you, Tom.
Is it actually on Daily Wire? I thought it was put out by
No, it's put out by somebody else.
From
I thought it was a Daily Wire movie.
no, it's
I think you can buy it for like $20. It's a digital buy.
yeah.
It's kind of like the way they did 2,000 Mules.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. The same way they did 2,000 Mules.
Do I sound better now?
Yes,
yeah, nice. Yeah, very low.
You are low.
but the fan's not blowing out our ears.
Yeah.
You actually select the Wave XLR stream output for all of the electronic stuff that takes out noise and everything to work.
You're a little clickety, but yeah, at least I'm
So yeah,
Is it clipping?
just a
now,
bit.
A little bit. Big Raj, what's up, dude? For $1.99 Canadian with a big thumbs up. How you doing?
Now it's almost too quiet without the fan.
I know. Well, it's because we got used to hearing it.
Suddenly
I'm sure
all
our
the
audience
sound's
is
gone.
happy.
It's too quiet.
Blair D. Blair for 149 with a very phallic unicorn.
Oh.
Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2. Movie plays like Fear and Loathing without Gilliam. Or Gilliam, excuse me, Gilliam. Terry Gilliam.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, if you've seen Fear and Loathing,
in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
that's pretty out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
that's like chaotic out there, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. J.A.F.O for $1.99. Tox is a Top Gun flight suit. Boom, bada bing.
No, it's.
Boing. Okay.
There's actually a
I speak
picture of it
Beavis and
somewhere.
Butthead. Sorry.
I think the wife still has it.
Nachos.
There's
Nacho.
one in me and
Wife still has your Top Gun
shorts.
suit?
Tox, we can barely hear you, dude.
Now you got to turn your volume up a little bit.
Now I know what I've gone through, and all of a sudden,
We just hear you mumbling in the background.
Yeah,
that's mostly what I
that's
do is
true.
mumble.
He's talking to himself.
Yeah, pretty much. So, who all has watched She-Hulk episode 4?
I didn't.
Unfortunately.
I heard that episode 4 was even worse than the twerking episode, which I'm not sure I believe, but I've heard it's worse.
I watched Beavis and Butthead instead.
It is. Okay. It is in a lot of ways because it basically has it's about the B plot is basically about Jen's dating life, which is of course sad, which is to be expected. She's a sad lonely cat lady and nobody wants to date her as Jen But when she puts a profile up for She-Hulk, like everybody wants to go out with her. So that was kind of funny, but not really for all the wrong reasons, to be honest with you. The B plot is that Wong wants to sue this magician, and I need to check the credits because I'm not sure if they're calling him Johnny Blaze or Donnie Blaze. And if his name is actually Johnny Blaze, then fuck you, She-Hulk, because Johnny Blaze is Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider is awesome.
I think it was Donnie, but
that's what I thought too.
I mean, they may be bringing Ghost Rider into it. That'd be crazy.
Not
on top
through
of
this
Daredevil?
guy.
Oh God! And the funny thing about it is, she makes this comment about how Wong is going to be in the episode. It's like, oh, that ought to make Twitter happy for a week. It's like, you don't understand how criticism works, do you, Disney?
No, they don't.
It's funny in the sense that they are self-aware of the criticisms that they are getting from YouTube and Twitter.
Well, before they knew what they were going to get.
Yeah.
Just like we know their playbook, they know what they're doing. So
I would say, as much as we know their playbook, they think they know our playbook. That's the funny part.
There is no playbook. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Because we're actually fucking sincere. That's the difference.
Well, how far in advance did they film these episodes? Because, yeah, they had to have known that Twitter was going to blow up because they're making a crap show.
Well, yeah. Okay, so we basically been criticizing Disney since 2018 when they released The Last Jedi, right? So they're basically dealing with 4 years of criticism at this point. So they know what our talking points are.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and you can expect that Twitter's going to blow up on every little thing. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what side it's on. It's going to blow up anyway.
In that respect, yes, I will agree there. But
I feel like it's a.
But I mean, a good example is look at how. I was just going to say, look at how House of Dragon was received. Is all I was going to say.
Yeah,
considering,
positively.
a lot of people were worried about it, but then at the end of the day, what happened? People didn't give a shit because the show was good. Sorry.
Yeah.
One of the things that they definitely know, and this is more of a recent criticism, which is basically Disney, anything put out on Disney Plus is Cameo the series, right? Where they just have cameos. And so they try to make a joke about it in episode 3. And so it just kind of continued on with this one. It's like, it's, as I was explaining on Krigler's show today, not Krigler's, I mean Darth Call. They at least have a story structure. So they have an A plot and a B plot. So they actually do have a plot. It's not a very good one, but they at least have a plot. Whereas Rings of Power is bad because I have no idea what the fuck is going on in that show.
Yeah. And I don't really care to either. I mean, there's
it's
nothing that has drawn me into that show yet.
Yeah. At least with She-Hulk, there are things I can latch onto and make fun of because it's bad funny. It's like what I was describing with Gabby Rivera's run of American Chavez. It is so awful. It is so bad, but it's so bad it's funny, and you could point at it and make fun of it. Yes, you can't necessarily do that with Rings of Power. It's just bland bad.
It is very bland. Like I caught a glimpse of it. No, I caught the episode earlier, and there's a lot of it I don't even remember. And of course, one of the few things I remember were some of the most cringiest parts of the episodes, like when she sets up the Tinder-like thing called Match or something like that. Matcher. Yeah. And of course, she added pronouns to her page. And I'm not sure if you saw the one of the interviews with the Sherwonder lady.
Gal.
Okay, you will not believe what she fucking said about Banner. She is calling him He-Hulk.
Yeah,
God.
I'm not joking. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like,
you need to send me that interview. I need to use that video.
To you.
She was given a script of how to respond and talk about this particular character. She doesn't know any of these writers or artists that are associated with this character, in the Wayback Machine, starting back in the late 70s, beginning of the 80s, when this character was actually created. She doesn't know anything about the Burn Run, and yet she's magically pulling these names out of her ass like she knows who these people are.
I'm pretty sure they coached her.
Yeah,
they probably learned when Jack was a Jack Schaefer. when she got roasted for not knowing jack shit about.
She didn't know nothing. Well, and then
and Mephisto.
And consider this: they hired the bitch to do the acolyte, who said, "Oh no, I love all the Star Wars." The fuck?
Oh yeah. However, Weinstein's former assistant.
Yeah, Headland. That's her.
Yeah, Leslie Headland.
Forehead, whatever it is. Whatever it is.
I really wish you did watch it, Tuggs. I get why you're not, because I really would love a female.
Well, honestly, She-Hulk I'm not watching just simply because I wasn't interested in it. Nothing struck my fancy. You know what I mean? I kind of was like, okay, that was really good. I'm not really interested in watching this. Rings of Power started out that same way because it really just looked boring and generic, and now I'm just on principle.
I don't blame you there.
Principle now, I refuse. But She-Hulk, I don't have Disney Plus, and I was kind of like, it doesn't really, it doesn't really. I signed up for Disney Plus to watch WandaVision because I was like, oh my god, this looks so good. I liked WandaVision, but the rest of them I haven't.
Well,
yeah.
You're not.
But I know all the drama. I watch your guys' stuff, and I watch like everybody's comments and stuff on Twitter and whatnot. And I haven't seen too much about episode 4 other than it's worse than episode 3, and I just don't know how that's possible because that twerking thing, I was done. Like, I'm really glad he did not pay.
Okay.
Well, there's a scene.
Go ahead.
Oh, there's a scene in episode 4 where she and her friend are sitting at a booth at a restaurant working. And this older white guy comes up and says, I hate to see women sitting alone. And we're not alone, we're with each other. And he looks at them and go, well, whenever you decide you don't want to be alone, I'll be at the bar. Then he winks and walks off.
Yeah.
What the hell was that scene for? Right? Except to say,
shot at guys.
Middle class, 50-year-old white guy, you are horrible. This is, as you say, misandry.
Of like an 80s film where shit like that is done as a joke, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm not saying that shit like that doesn't happen. But it's like, what's the point of that scene, right? I mean, other than to basically just make men look like, shitty people.
That sounds like cringy writing too. If that's the way it was worded, good God.
It's written by cringy people. You gotta remember, like the people who are writing this, who are people who are claiming to have read the comics. The video I sent to Comics, the director Kat Coiro, she's saying that she literally read the books, but when you watch this show and watch how it plays out, you can tell she's flat out lying because she's saying that Jen is right automatically like in control of her powers, which she's not. If you read the first few issues of the Savage She-Hulk, she's still struggling to get her powers in line. It wasn't like this instant overnight sensation that they made her with the show. And on top of it, in the books, particularly the original Savage World and the Sensational run, and even, can't believe I'm saying it, but Dan Slott's run, she loved having the guys' attention. She flourished on it. She the other thing too is that you had to pull some serious lines in order for her to not like it. Like you had to go the extra mile. But overall, she loved it.
Jen loves being She-Hulk. That's the thing. Where in the TV show version, she hates being She-Hulk. So they kind of flipped it. So
she wasn't ashamed of her name, which they won't let go of in this show.
Yeah.
And that was the other dumb thing. But look, you know what, Tuggs? Here. This is a pertinent thing. You were just in Vegas with a bunch of middle-aged dudes.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Did any middle-aged dudes treat you that way?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No. I was telling Court of Black Garrett that we went and had ramen one night. And I was telling him, I think he talked about this on Friday Night Tights that week, but I was telling him because that scene had come out where she was like, I'm angrier than you and whatever it was she was saying. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know where these women are getting catcalled, but I live in one of the biggest cities in this country. It's super transient. There's men everywhere that are working, that are not working, that are here for conferences, married men, single men, engaged men, whatever men, all over the place. And I have never, ever, and I go everywhere by myself. I travel by myself. I have never had, and maybe I'm just lucky, I don't know, where are you going where these men are following you and you're in danger of your, never.
New
all
York.
you do is smile and you say thank you and you keep going. Like they don't. I have never been catcalled that way. It's never been anything lewd and gross. It's never been anything that's made me feel like super uncomfortable. It's more of like, I'm at the grocery store and this t-shirt's got 6 holes in it. Why are you hitting on me? Are you blind? Like, what is wrong with you? But it's never been anything that has made me feel uncomfortable. I've never feared for my life. I've never been made uncomfortable. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I don't think it happens enough to make it a big deal in everything. Like, good God almighty, ever. And I spent the whole weekend, meet up and otherwise, with a bunch of older, single, not single, whatever, drunk men, and not once was I ever scared for my life.
You know, Tuggs, I think
Never.
to answer your question, I think a lot of these writers, directors, a lot of them, let's just say that maybe these things are actually happening in real life. A lot of these women who it's maybe let's just entertain that. A lot of them live in the LA, New York bubble, and they think what happens in like LA, New York is reflective of the entire world.
Yeah.
They truly
Could
do
be,
not step
yeah.
out of their own line. They think what happens here is literally everywhere. And I think they can't entertain that the world can be any different, because if you look at every time they say like, oh, this is going to reflect the world we live in or the modern age, it's usually from people who come from one of those big cities, and they think what they see, whether it's true or not, they think that's everywhere. They can't even comprehend the thought that places could be different. I mean, Clifton Duncan was kind of, I wouldn't say he was guilty, but he kind of realized he had that experience in his life when he left New York City. He did an interview about a month ago, and he said that I didn't realize how bad of a bubble New York City was until I got out.
Absolutely is.
Oh, yeah.
Once you step out of the city world, you realize, holy crap, there's a whole other world. And he said it didn't take for him until he left New York to actually realize. And I had the same experience leaving Chicago. You realize, holy crap, like it's a whole other world out there. So I can actually say from the perspective of living in suburbs and city people think the bubble of the city is the world.
So there's a video that came out a number of years ago. I think it was called like 5 hours walking around New York City, where it is this attractive woman and she's walking around.
I remember this video.
Yeah, you remember that video? And a lot of the highlights weren't like people catcalling us like, hello, how are you? You look nice today. Things like that. I mean, she was an attractive woman. And, you know, people were talking to her, but it wasn't like lewd or insidious or gross. It was just mainly people saying hi to her.
Yeah.
You look
I
nice.
went to New York by myself in 2016. I spent 4 days there. Yeah, 4 days. Right on 54th at like Broadway and all that. I went to the 9/11 museum I walked around by myself, and other than like a city I was unfamiliar with, was kind of on my guard. I never I had guys help me, like, hey, I'm lost. Where am I going? Oh, will you go this way? Whatever. Never. I don't know. I don't know where these women are experiencing this, and wherever it is that they're experiencing, they should not go there. Like, stop walking there. Like, what are you doing? But I've walked past them all. Construction workers, conferences, police departments, firefighter, whatever. I've gone living in a big city myself. Like, I get hit on. Don't get me wrong, but it's not this lewd grossness where guys are like with the 2 fingers and the tongue in the middle. Like some of the girls are saying, like, I've never ever experienced that, except maybe at a nightclub at 2 a.m. and we're all cracked faced. But never in my life, sober, walking down the street from one building to another, I've had some guy be like, freaking what the
well, that's gross. That's not even catcalling. So Boosh is saying that's catcalling comics. I disagree. That is not catcalling. Saying hello or you look nice is not catcalling. Catcalling is what you kind of get from that
the construction worker
cliche construction worker.
Yeah.
Hey baby, you look fine. That's catcalling.
I think I've been catcalled like that once, and it didn't, like, I personally didn't have like this visceral, oh my god, I'm gonna die reaction, but it was just more of, you get taken aback. You're like, oh, that's a thing that they knew. But it was, hey baby, where you going later?
Was that Rocky Balboa who did that? That's a badge of honor.
Believe it or not, that was not Sylvester Stallone. That was Tuggs.
Bush is face palming, which means he was probably joking. But anyway,
I did that. Was it Monday or last week where I'm like, nobody does the Mr. Microphone thing from the 80s, right? Nobody's like, hey baby, I'll be back to pick you up later, or whatever. Nobody does that shit. I've never seen that. I
haven't either.
Well, and I've been out of the game for a long time, but I mean, it seems to me that most women now seem to think getting hit on is catcalling, at least from a certain side of the spectrum,
or demographic.
Because even the guy on the show, all he's trying to do is offer them a drink.
Yeah.
Well, look at what
And they're
Brie
acting like
Larson did.
he's being absolutely ridiculous to offer them a drink. Sure, he's being a little bit of a chode, but
I
come on.
wish a gay guy offered me a drink and said, here, and then just moved on with his day.
I bought you several drinks when we met for pizza, Nick.
He said a gay guy. I mean, are you insinuating that you're gay? I mean,
Well, I've been in
Sorry,
several.
Mrs. Blue.
Yeah, I've been in several of those sensitivity kind of things over the years, and we were I was in New York and we were talking about this, and there were some ladies in there, and they said if I had said, "Oh, you did your hair, you look nice," if they would have felt like I was trying to hit on them or something, and they would say, "Yeah," and I said, "Well, I'm totally offended you would think that way," and they went, "What?" I said, "Do you see this ring on my finger? What you're saying, if I'm telling you, oh, you did your hair, you look nice, you're saying that the commitment that I made means nothing. You are taking me and piling me into a load of trash that you're disrespecting me, right, by saying that."
Okay, two things. One of the first things that I learned early on in relationship land, because 30 plus years of relationship land will make that happen, is to say, wow, your hair looks great. Did you just get it done? When I know damn well it just got done. So I don't get in trouble.
Well, I mean,
that's
this
your
is at
job,
work.
though.
This is at work, right? And I grew up in the South, and if you don't want someone to compliment you on you having your hair done, why are you getting it done?
They're getting it done for certain people, Tox. That's why.
And that's the thing. So they're disrespecting me. That's 100% it. They're disrespecting me if they think that I'm hitting on them when I'm in a committed relationship.
No, but you're not wrong, and that's the mentality that's going around. And look at like, go ahead, Culture. I ain't said shit for 20 minutes, but go right ahead.
No, I tried to say two things. I didn't even get one of them done. That's and it's not your fault, Tom. It's Tox for interrupting me there, and me saying. But see, that led me to the point where I acknowledge the ladies that I work with in my office when they are doing things like that, when they are going beyond things, when they do something different. If you acknowledge those changes, 99.9% of the time they will appreciate it. They will.
I've gotten to the point where I don't compliment women anymore. Period.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, and highlight Mad's last chat.
Unless I actually know them well enough
Matt's
to.
got a point with that last.
Because
chat.
that's the point I was going to make next, but he got there first, so I'll give him credit since I stole one of his bits a few minutes ago.
Ooh,
All right.
those bits. Oh.
Yeah.
Did what with his bits?
But yeah, a lot of it is, it's catcalling if the woman doesn't find you attractive when you approach her and say something.
Yeah.
If she thinks you're cute at all, then it's a
Yeah.
catcalling, harassment. I mean, if she thinks you're cute at all, boom, it's a compliment and completely different story. I mean, that just seems to be the way, just from an outside perspective now, that things work now.
And the second thing I was going to mention in honor of our guest is I learned that there's a whole lot of terminology for the ladies that chase after the firemen, the policemen, the, whatever, because I watched Poor Choices and they informed me that there are ladies that target those guys and they will, lust after them and catcall after them.
Have you seen those calendars? Oh my God.
Here's the thing: the ironic part about all of this, and the offense and the we're literally going to get murdered, and like all of that, is you put any one of those women, She-Hulk herself included, in front of those firefighter calendar men, and the things I have heard from women,
they will objectify the shit out of them.
At all of these things presented in the right situation with the right looking guy, they're worse than y'all are.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Look at Jason Momoa.
Hey, baby, let me hold your fire hose. That was my favorite. I was like, you said what? In front of who? Excuse me? Yeah.
I mean, look at Jason Momoa when Aquaman came out. It didn't. Most of the demographic who saw that
women, which I don't care if they want to see it. Fine, that's not. And you're one of them. See, thank you.
I'm
for
actually a
just
DC fan though,
reaffirming.
so I wanted to go because it's Aquaman. But
No,
yes,
I
that was
did
a
too.
added
I
bonus.
went as a DC fan, but I'm sure it's safe to say all the women in your life went because of Jason Momoa. There's no disputing that.
Did you go out of your way to see?
There's a
Captain
reason
Marvel?
it hit $1 billion. There's a reason it hit $1 billion, and more women saw Aquaman than they did Captain Marvel because they wanted to see Jason Momoa kick ass.
And
not Carol
my guy
Manders.
though, like I went with the group. We did mostly girls because they're like, "Do we love Jason Momoa?" I was like, "I'm here for Patrick Wilson. Jason Momoa can sit down."
Really? Well, that's a plot twist. I liked him in the movie. I actually liked him in the movie. I actually thought he was great as Ocean Master.
I'm excited for the second one. I can't wait to see him again. I was there for Patrick Wilson.
Is that the dude from The Conjuring?
Yeah,
he's from the
Okay.
Conjuring. Yeah. Huh. No, I like Patrick Wilson. That's cool.
Yeah, he was Owlman in
The Watchmen.
Everywhere.
The Watchmen.
Phantom of the Opera,
He's
Owlman.
underrated. Very underrated.
He's a very underrated actor.
He was in a couple of other films. Yeah, he is very underrated. He's done some really good stuff.
So Tina Bojan says, as a woman in her 50s, I get the gender office politics that were present 20 years ago can be really funny. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of that stuff was, it wasn't insulting, right? It's like you kind of had that gender politics back, 20 years ago, 80s and 90s, but it wasn't demeaning to one side or the other. And that's kind of the problem that we're running into now with gender politics is that men, bad thing, men are bad thing. It's like, and that's all they do is they present men, like I said, one of three ways: incompetent moron, duplicitous asshole, or sex offender.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, it kind of transitioned from, say, Mad Men type treatment in the office to then the 80s and 90s when people were just flirty and fun to now, men bad. So
men bad. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's sad that we're at this place where men and women can't go and compliment one another anymore, and without somebody taking offense to it. And like I said, for me, I'd rather play it safe for my own career to not say anything. It's like I do have a female employee that I work with, and it's just business. Especially when it's one-on-one, it's just business.
Well, I'm surprised you actually. Oh, I'm sorry, Tuggs. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, meanwhile, I work with all men for the most part. We have a couple of girls in the office, but I work with I'd say we're outnumbered probably 10-1 men, and they're all older and they're like 60s and up, and they compliment us every chance we get. I wore a dress to work a couple days ago that I just bought. I was like, I'm gonna wear this to work. It's 115 degrees. It's hot. This is cute. Let's wear this. And they all were like, oh my God, you look so pretty. The dress looks really good on you, blah, blah, blah. And I was so I guess it depends on who you work with, but I'm surrounded by men all day long at my job, and they are constantly with the compliments and the chivalry and the whatever, and I love it. I love it.
I was gonna say you probably eat it
Good.
up. Yeah,
I know where Tom was going.
I
though.
do. I love it, and I don't know. I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to see the generational differences. It's nice.
And I think Tom was going to go that he was surprised Comix is ever alone with a woman in the office. I know I'm not. I never am.
When you're remote,
remote's a different thing.
Yeah,
right.
I was gonna say like a lot of what I've been seeing and hearing and what I was gonna get into earlier was this whole idea that you have like. Okay, what I was going to start with was the whole Brie Larson situation. Remember when she made a huge fucking commotion about being asked out on a date by a TSA agent?
Yeah.
And she was acting like it was an assault for women on a daily basis to be asked out. It's like, first of all, how do you even know that motherfucker knew who you were?
Yeah.
He may have just thought you were a nice looking woman and wanted to ask you out. You're just.
She is. She's very pretty.
She's just assuming that just because of who she is, this guy's hitting on her or whatever, and at the same time she's playing the vagina card in that case where it's like, oh my God, it's so difficult being a woman. Every day I get hit on, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, well, guess what it's like for men.
She is a B at best. I don't see her as all that.
Well, her personality does not help. That's the problem.
I mean, she's got a good shelf.
That's different. She does have a nice rack. I'll give her that. But
as a girl, I can say I think she's pretty cute. Like she's attractive.
I think she
personality not so much, but if she's quiet, she's real cute.
Well, and as far as the work thing, I've seen there was this huge like study they did where men don't want to work alone with women, where they've actually said, especially in like corporate settings where they're like, I don't want to be in a position where I will be alone with a woman, because they don't want to risk any kind of Me Too situation. And they also noticed that there's a whole bunch of men now who they're basically becoming incels involuntarily. Of course, that's what it means, but not by their own means or anything like that, but because of the fact that they're deathly afraid to ask women out, because if they do, like the Brie Larson situation, it's going to be blown out of proportion and they'll get canceled and accused of sexual harassment, like you guys were saying. So there's this whole situation where we're going to be in a point where in the next couple of years here, the marriage, the amount of people getting married is going to go way down.
But this is what feminists want.
Babies that are going to be born are going to go way
men hitting
down
on women.
Exactly, and this is all going to affect things in the next 10 years.
Well,
it already has. Right. It's affecting things now.
Well, we're going to have the actual results. Like it's going to come to a point where, it's
well,
like we can't deal with it.
Depending on the size of your workplace, like, I mean, take my history. It's been me and one other employee. You know, up until this year. But I mean, that my employee for 15 years was a 70-year-old woman. I mean, she started out at like at 55,
so she was 70 for
70.
okay,
yeah.
Good.
But you know, hiring a woman now to work with only me in the office, I still look at it as a liability.
Yeah, and
it is. It absolutely is. And you know,
Vince Womack actually says something in the chat I think is important. It's up to real women to fix this issue, right? Real feminists, like the boss. The boss is a real feminist. You want to hear her opinion about She-Hulk or any of this other stuff? She's actually doing She-Hulk reviews with me. If you want,
this is something that we've said depending on the category, right, or whatnot. It's like, you know, if you're gay, you're the only one who's going to be able to fix the gay community, not the straight people. You got to police your own group. And it's the same thing with women and what's going on with the craziness of feminism. It's like you need to, you know, police your own group, because, you know, we can complain about it. They'll just call us sexist, but it's going to be the women who have to go in there and basically tell people to knock it off. You're basically ruining our lives. And
look what happens, though. J.K. Rowling's a prime example.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling. But look at what happened with the Grid Girl situation that happened a couple of years ago, where you had these girls, very attractive. They basically would do ads essentially for, like, you know, repair parts for like cars or whatnot, and a bunch of feminists got them canceled. They legit destroyed their industry because they felt it made women look bad and were being objectified. They were not being objectified. I mean, they I'm not gonna say they were wearing scantily clothes, but like they're wearing skirts, you know, they're not wearing bathing suits, and they were jealous of these women that were far more attractive than they are, making money using their looks. And they didn't like that, so they got it canceled. And basically, you ruined something for other women.
It's the same thing as Danklage, right? Danklage ruined.
Yeah,
you know,
with the short people thing. Sorry, Comics, about that. Yeah, you aren't getting any work now because of Dink. No, but the other point the final point I was going to bring up, though, and I wish I could have found the meme, and I was looking for the meme in the meantime, actually, when I was so quiet, but there was this great meme that came out a while back, and somebody had pointed out, it was like, it had a, like, how would, you know, what would the world be like if it was like this? They were trying to make the point that, you know, men would react differently if they got hit on all the time, or told they were dressed nice, or told they did a good job, and got some help once in a while. And somebody had retweeted that saying, no, if this would actually the way the world was, men's self-esteem would rise. You would see less suicide. You would see less, you know, homelessness. You would see all less of the problems and alcoholism, drug addiction, all the things, because men have been treated and put in a position in society where we're not supposed to crave those things. And we're not used to hearing those things. And we understand women hear those things all the time. But like, so for us to try and get behind that, like, nobody's condoning any type of actual harassment here, right?
No,
like,
not
that's
at
the
all.
thing, is the line has been fuzzied so badly that, I'm sorry, asking somebody out a couple of times, that's not harassment.
Well,
Because some
the
women
the
they
human
like the chase,
condition
but if you've been
is
told 3 or 4
companionship.
times, and if you've been told no 3 or 4 times, time to give up, buddy. That's harassment. Like, but somebody just telling you your hair is nice or whatever, or you just look nice for the night. I always try to make a point to at least, when I do toxic femininity, I try to say something nice about the girls coming in, but try not to make it overt because of that problem. That's the problem now, right? Like I can't even say anything nice about them without it coming off wrong and having somebody come at me going the wrong way.
Look, there is nothing wrong with giving anybody a compliment. Like, for example, I think the shine off of Brahmabull's head tonight is particularly, shiny. I really enjoy it.
I shaved today and lotioned.
It's because of the birthday, right? You wanted to look your best on your birthday.
Happy birthday!
Oh, that reminds us. Happy birthday, Brahmabull.
Happy birthday to
Thank you.
We'll let Tuggs sing.
Absolutely not. That's all you get.
Oh, that was way better than what we can do.
Yeah, that was good.
It was somebody's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Insert kid's name here. Happy birthday to you. Where's my $20?
Thanks, Bat Tom.
Hey, kid, Bad Tom showed up for your birthday.
I'll send you the $20, Bat Tom. Thank you very much.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm double parked.
Tuggs, I just wanted to add to something that you said about Brie Larson. I think she actually missed her calling. I think she would have been a world champion barefoot water skier. I think she could have done it.
She does have some crazy feet.
I'm just saying.
It's true. It's true. She does have some crazy feet. That's I feel like her personality matches her toes. So
She could have been a Harfoot.
Yeah.
All right. She could have been a Harfoot with those nasty things.
Super chats
Oh,
out of the way. Peter Shays, helicopter tours, $5. Iger messed up today. Confirmed bots proves they have been using bots to pump traffic on Twitter. Corporations paying for bots, and Elon would expose.
Fucking
Bob
Bob.
Iger?
Wow.
Yeah, Bob. We were talking about this earlier.
Iger sacked him hard.
Well, the rest of the shit, though, he's just coming off like a complete idiot now. He's like, someone's paying attention to me.
Well, he needs it.
Wow.
He needs it. His business acumen is not the best.
It was all me. More than
Iger
me,
is the-
man.
whatever.
Wow. Is it actually Bush's and Mr. Tickletrunks' birthday
And
as well?
Mr. Tickle Trunks, too.
Whoa!
Yep.
Dude, happy
Bush and
birthday,
Tickle
guys.
Happy
Oh.
birthday, Bush.
That's
Oh,
why
man.
today was declared a national emergency.
I think it's Mr. Tickletrunks as well, but I don't think he's here.
Yeah, Tickle.
It is Tickle Trunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he might not be in the chat.
And then,
Mad.
Mad
Cheesemo.
Mardigan, Mad Cheesemo for $20. I want to thank Comix for letting me host the Throwdown. It gave us the watch time needed to reach monetization. Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Congratulations,
Good job,
man.
Yeah, I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the support you've received. I can't fucking read. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all the support I've received from you. Hashtag Bush Life. Hashtag I see you. Hashtag extra space.
Wait, he gets child support? When do I?
No, that's him hiding in the bushes.
He's going to come out of the bushes on the 19th. So
Yeah. Nuclear Winter Gamer for 10 Canadian. Tox has been in a same-sex relationship for years.
He better be, or the wife, he's going to kill him.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I am so scared. She is a 5'2",
been having the same sex for a long
redheaded
time.
Irish girl.
Oh,
I do
yeah, you're-
not no, because she just won't kill me. She'll take like 2.5 years to slowly draw out the pain.
You guys
to
have
kill
probably
me.
been together long enough now that she knows just by looking at you if you're thinking about something bad.
Mrs. Flu. Mrs. Flu is singularly just a wonderful woman, but also terrifying.
Yes.
Thought
It
crimes
helps
do
that
exist in
I'm-
marriage, by the way. I didn't know
I
if you
love
knew
her.
this or
I
not.
do.
She is a very sweet woman.
And
She
I can
is.
honestly
And
say
terrifying.
this. I saw her and I don't oogle at women or anything like that. I don't, thoughting or whatever this crap is. I don't look at it because I saw her and that was it. So
Well,
there
and you know
wasn't
what?
anybody close.
She tolerates a lot because she let some other lady tap you in the nuts in Vegas, and that was
I laughed about it.
okay.
I was just doing the oogling
She took
right now.
pictures. Yeah, that poor girl's butt set me off at cottage cheese for about 3 weeks.
That's something that Tuggs has to deal with on a regular basis, I guess, when you go to the strip. But then again, the way I view it, I'm pretty sure living in Vegas, the strip is like the Alamo in San Antonio. It's something you go to on occasion.
When
I usually
tourists
go
come
when you
visit
guys are
you.
in town. I usually go when you guys are in town. The only other time I go to the strip is I like to go to dinner at different places to try them out. So
the food
Have you
in
been to the Hell's
Vegas.
Kitchen?
Woo!
Yeah. No,
You been to Hell's
no, I
Kitchen?
haven't been to Hell's Kitchen yet. That's on next
Okay.
on my list. Is Hell's Kitchen.
There's
I
a lot
usually-
of good restaurants there, yeah. Have you been to the secret pizza place in the Cosmo? Yeah, that
I
was
was
good.
at the secret pizza place in the Cosmo, but when it was an actual secret.
Before now. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
now
been to-
everybody knows about it. It's not as fun anymore. But yeah, imagine my surprise when I went to go lean up against the wall and there was no wall there. Now, what the heck is this?
What is
You walk
that?
down it and it's cool. It's built into the wall, and so
And the
I
pizza
don't
was
know.
pretty good.
And the pizza's good. They come in it's one slice only, and it comes in like the slices are like this freaking big. They're
Oh,
so
damn.
good
Like
pizza.
Sbarro's
Okay, now I have to
size.
ask you: did it taste like regular pizza or did it taste like drunk pizza?
No, it was
Regular.
regular pizza. I was sober when the first time we
Okay.
went. So.
Well, I asked because in Chicago, usually any restaurant that has pizza that is like other gargantuan magnitude, it's just like, boo! It's usually slices that you get when you're drunk and you
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
you don't have a lot of
Yeah.
money, so
Yeah,
they
It's a
Yeah,
good
right.
New York proportion slice, Nick. It's an
If you've not been, go to the not so secret pizza place. I remember when it was an actual secret.
Have you been to Batista's Hole in the Wall?
Yes.
We all went there. It
It was awesome.
I go there every time I go to Vegas. Although I do miss the accordion player. He
Yeah, I
apparently
don't know
retired
why.
at the beginning of
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah.
Because he was,
But he was like-
1,000 years old.
Yeah, he was 93, I think,
That's
when he
awful.
retired. So
Jeez.
Batista's is great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
we
and
loved it.
That's a one that either locals know or like if you know that as a
Right.
tourist, like well done. Because that one is one. It's in a shady area. It's kind of in a weird spot, and you're like, "Am I gonna die here?" I mean,
Nah,
maybe
you're
you'll
fine.
have to. You're fine.
Look, the
Well, if you die
crackhead,
eating pizza,
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
They have
it's all
unlimited
right.
wine. It's so good.
well, the crackhead that went rolling by us, he was mostly harmless, so it was fine.
Mostly
right-
harmless. He only stabbed you once.
Yeah.
it's right
Just
next to a
once.
liquor store. I like to call museums
Well,
because
the also interesting thing about Batista's is when you come out of Batista's, you look to your right is Valleys, and there's a red light. That's where Tupac was shot. So it's a tourist.
oh really?
Really?
Damn. No
We
shit.
crossed that street
Because that's
Which
where I was
time?
staying. Is right there at the Hilton
on the backside
Grand
Yeah, on the
Flamingo.
back.
Because
So right
Would-
there by Valleys. So you come out right, if you're standing in front of Batista's, looking. Valleys is on your right, and the Flamingo Street is here.
Yeah.
Right, that light right there is the right kitty corner is where he was shot. And so you'll see, like near the anniversary of his death, you'll see there'll be crosses and flowers and.
I watched a dude wipe out in his flip flops there because it was like a little wet.
Oh, it was the ghost of
Blood.
Tupac
Yeah.
tripping him.
Yeah,
or something.
Tupac took the dude out. I was like, okay, bro.
he's still making music.
Hey, he's
Yeah.
doing a great job this year. I mean, alone, just amazing, and the output. They from the grave. I'm just saying.
So that liquor store though, that's right next to
It's
Batista's,
good.
it's a
I
museum.
haven't been.
I
in
mean,
there.
it's literally these two bottles that I got for about $59.99 here in Colorado. They were on the shelves. They had tons of them. These are impossible to find, but in that liquor store in Vegas, this one was about, I think, $1,800, and this one was about $1,200.
Oh,
We
And
call it a
there's-
museum
that's
because the
fine,
bottles will
too.
just collect dust for decades.
Wow. And how much
Some
do you get
pockets
this
will buy
for in Colorado?
I got this one a week or two ago for $69.99.
Wow.
I mean, it's the first one I've ever found in a liquor store and been able to actually purchase.
Damn.
So I was
can't
pretty
believe they're
happy.
asking that much for it. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean they're as high as the secondary market on bourbon, and that's crazy. You should have seen some of the prices in there. There were a few bottles that were $2,600 that were just random stuff that really isn't that special.
Yeah.
So I mean they're trying to take advantage of the Vegas thing.
I was saying, are they basically just trying to take advantage of strip pricing or what? I mean,
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean,
but it's weird because it's off the strip. Like it's down the
It's
beach.
different. Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know. I've not been in there, so I couldn't tell you. They could
Well,
just be shady owners.
There's lots of stores that do that with the rarer bourbons. So,
Oh,
I mean, if they think they can get it, even if it takes them 5 years to get it, they'll do it because that makes a major profit margin for them.
It's rougher. It is rougher to find certain booze in certain locations because it may not be a cooperating state, so it may take some navigation to make things happen. I mean, that's why wines in some state are very difficult to find here and there. So,
and bourbons are allocated. Certain numbers go to different states and different places.
Yeah, but Tuggs will tell you, based because of her wine consumption, it's difficult to find certain wines.
Are you trying to say she has a problem, Culture?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I have a
Drink
problem.
up, Lush.
It's all right. Yeah, drink up, Lush. Exactly.
I'm saving as many points on your channel for the charity stream as I can, so it better be an option.
Oh no!
If you got to go 5 hours, we're gonna have you completely sloshed about 45 minutes in.
Oh god.
Wait, time out. You can get her hammered.
Yes, she has an option on there for people in the channel to if you save up. What are they? Hugs over time?
Yeah.
Hugs on your channel.
Points. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you save them up, and I can't remember what I have it set at now.
2,000, and it better be there. No.
But it's a drink up. It's you redeem the channel points to drink up, so I take a sip of my
drinking
wine.
channel.
Wait, drink up is a sip? Nah.
No, you gotta go for a glass.
It's a drink, like a normal drink.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say drink up is like come pie, baby. Hit the bottom.
No, I take a drink.
But the actual thing that you purchase on the channel is called Drink Up Lush.
Yeah, it's called Drink Up Lush. You know what's funny is it did say Drink Up You Lush. And I changed the little picture from the standard wine to the wine bottle I have now. And it wouldn't let me keep the U because it was offensive. You Lush is offensive. And so I had to take it. So now it says Drink Up Lush. Yeah.
The only person it could be offending is you.
No, I know. I'm like, what? I have no clue. I don't know.
I have to.
Twitch is weird. Sometimes they're cool and sometimes they do stupid crap like that.
So
that's
awful. I'm gonna bring you some wine up to Vegas here soon. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be here.
She'll be waiting
I'll be waiting
with her glass.
You know what? You might get one of the first releases of Bear Dog Pinot. Yeah. So yeah. I know.
She's a squeed.
It's delicious. Delicious. Yeah. Anyway.
That's not going to be a Twitch wine because I want to savor that.
There you go. Yeah.
My Twitch wines are usually cheap.
And I promised before the show I will also make sure that I give you a bottle of pomegranate.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I definitely want to try that.
I want to try the pomegranate stuff. That sounds good.
It's delicious. It's delicious.
My brother makes a mean apricot ale. Oh my god, that stuff is so fucking good.
Ooh, I got this in my PO box. It's a blueberry wine from
Nice.
Porch Conservative. So thank you for that. And a bourbon, pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan. Pecans. I don't know.
Pecan. I would be proud to partake of your pecan pie.
That sounded dirty.
Okay.
That's
very dirty.
You're crossing lines now. You can't calling son of a.
So let's take a look. Look at that.
Okay,
Look at that meme of Brahma on a bowl from the lovely Sherry.
Lovely
Isn't
Sherry.
that great? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's good.
Look at this one. And when it's not my birthday, there you go.
Cheers to
Thank
that.
you, News Lad. Look at that.
News lad.
Yeah.
That's
Let's see
fantastic.
what this one is. Oh, this. Oh, yes.
I am not an
That's the
attractive
thing.
schmuck.
Like the CG in tonight's episode, there was a lot of uncanny valley
So
going on
bad.
tonight.
All right. Okay. So when she jumped up to start throwing the demons or whatever they were, I'm saying trolls, but yeah, I don't fucking care. Anyway, when she went, her body it changed shape, and it was very strange. She got skinny and long, and
It's
I'm
almost as if she was Mr. Fantastic and She-Hulk at the same time.
I missed that.
Yeah.
That
You
was
know
it. Oh man.
Bugged me during that whole encounter. And this is about Wong, and like she was like, everybody loves Wong, and like I don't have anything against the actor or the character of Wong in the MCU, but the fact that they're now trying to push Wong as a sorcerer supreme, I'm like, no, fuck off. It's Dr. Stephen Strange, assholes.
Yeah,
Like,
they've been doing that for 2 movies.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing, all right? When they first said it in No Way Home, I didn't really care because, like, okay, no, maybe Doctor Strange he was dead for 5 years.
Yeah, it makes sense. It was kind of a joke.
It made sense. Yeah. It was like, okay, he was actually dead. There was an uncertainty of him coming back. I can get with that. And I had no issues with Wong at the time, but now it's like they're making it sick, and you saw it in that Strange movie. He was doing all the actual heavy lifting, and yet he gets to go around carrying that title. What the fuck is that horse shit?
It's called intersectionality.
Well, and they made him a joke too. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, this is supposed to be a comedy, but he's been an absolute joke in everything. He's been the supreme sorcerer.
I didn't. No, I liked him in the first Doctor Strange. I actually really did.
No, since he's become supreme sorcerer, they made him an absolute.
Yeah, he's an absolute.
He's kind of stupid.
No, I mean, I feel like they dumbed his intelligence down too. It's like they ruined Wong.
The whole show is a low IQ show.
Oh, absolutely.
Except for her. Except
Yeah.
for her. She's
You want
smart.
to lose your IQ, so
No, she's dumb
Even
too.
them.
Just for different reasons.
Yeah, she's
I can't
don't
even
get
imagine what they're gonna do with Daredevil. Are they gonna Wade Devil him? I can't even imagine.
Probably.
And
Well,
they probably
dude,
will.
Nick, you know exactly what they're going to do to Daredevil.
Oh,
They're going to
trust
do
me.
they're going to give him the Wilson Fisk treatment. Okay.
Oh yes, they
Oh,
will. Maybe
no.
worse. Maybe worse because remember this is a guy who is a Catholic and obviously a guy who is very conflicted with his emotions. And also the fact that he's also in law. Same thing that She-Hulk is in. They can't have him be equal to her in her show. They gotta dumb him down, and they're probably they're gonna dumb him down, and they'll probably soy him up the way
They're gonna make her a better lawyer than him.
Okay,
Oh,
if
they're gonna do.
well, first of all, she sucks as a fucking lawyer.
Well, yeah, but to
She
them,
sucks as a
she's
character.
amazing. To them, she's amazing.
Well, she sucks as a lawyer because they said they don't know anything about law or writing a law.
Maybe they should have
courtroom
hired a
TV show.
consultant.
I mean, that's what's worrisome about Daredevil coming in is they're going to write him like a complete idiot because they don't know how to write it.
They don't know how to write law. They said themselves that they don't know how to write law-based stuff, which I get.
Yeah.
That stuff's not easy, but if you're a sign up for a character who's invested in law, learn the ways of the law. At least learn the basics. Learn the
I have a question, Tom. Maybe you can answer this. When they were writing stuff like Boston Legal and Ally McBeal, did they actually have consultants that they can got on board?
Usually they do. I don't know specifically about those shows, but that's kind of the case. They generally like to.
I mean, that way they don't come off as morons like She-Hulk.
Yeah, like that's generally the case. I mean, even when cop dramas and all those shows, they tend to consult with actual
police.
People.
Star
Same
Trek
thing with-
had scientists on.
The old shows did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be kind of the thing. You would get a few people on board, or sometimes you'd even have a lot of times. There's even actors and stuff that we've had that were started off as like consultants as cops and other things. And they just realized that they were like good at acting too, so they would get thrown into it. It's like it used to be a very common thing.
Yeah, I mean, I partially know the answer to that because I know that with when it comes to like entertainment or TV shows, movies that involve either police and military, I know that they act as consultants. I figured that was going to be the same thing with the legal stuff too.
There was that one guy who was on Better Call Saul.
It seems like they don't do that shit anymore.
That just passed away recently here. I'm trying to think of his name. He was in a bunch of action movies in the 80s and 90s too. But he was on Better Call Saul. God damn, he just passed away recently. But he was one of those where I think he was either can't remember if he worked for the CIA or the FBI or something like that. But he started as a consultant for movies, and he ended up becoming he played like the bad guy in a bunch of things like Beverly Hills Cop and stuff like that. And he eventually just became an actor. What the hell is his name? Somebody in the chat will probably know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I believe he's another one of those. The same thing with Arlie Emery. He started as a consultant because of the Army side.
Yeah, Baba Yogi brought that up, and I was about to bring it up too. Everybody knows that. I mean, his whole story about Full Metal Jacket was great when he was talking about, what was going on during that time period, and some of the lines that he came up with, and that's kind of the issue with when it comes to like the realism with TV shows, is that they get people with no real world experience to go and write these things, and then on top of that, they don't get any consultants that actually know something about what they're dealing with.
Yeah, two great examples of ones that did were like Sons of Anarchy, and what was the one that was just in my head? The HBO, The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
All right, they had actual gangsters.
Jonathan Banks, that's who I was
They
thinking
had gangsters in the cast.
And it was the CIA. Yeah.
Hell's Angels actually helped work on Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yep.
So did the Sons of Silence, I think, out of a second motorcycle club. One percenter.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I mean, if you're going to consult and like you're going to need to do a hair thing, here you go. You got Culture right there.
God. No, but Culture has the best hair. I've complimented him several times on his hair.
It's a weave.
It's a weave.
So pretty. And
Tuggs, is my hair a weave, sweetheart?
It's a weave. It's really glued on.
It's real. It's real.
It's not. Okay, the hair's real, but the beard's not. Okay.
The beard's not on my face right now because I shaved. But
really, this one I thought I'm going to file a suit for this because I specifically said in my contract only black or green lingerie because red makes me look pasty. So
I actually do want to see that on your little flu guy that you use.
Oh, this.
Is that core member?
Devil made me do it.
Devil made me do it.
Core member did that. He did.
You
Core
should
member
see
did this one.
what Devil made me do it. I posted in the private chat and also news. I think it was Core member Newslad that did something else, and these guys are knocking out of the park tonight. Shout out to the Legion of Meme.
Oh yeah, there's some stuff here that I'm not playing the music for, but look at that. Yeah, the behind the scenes stuff, and then
I am uncomfortable with that.
Well, the Devil made me do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm really uncomfortable with this.
Not as uncomfortable as Nick.
It's just candle wax. It's fine.
Hey, Mr. Tickle Trunk is here. We can now wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Yay! Look at that from the Dix Division.
And I couldn't catch everybody who said happy birthday to me, so everybody in the chat, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are all the greatest.
Yeah, that 70s rock fan, my old nemesis.
Yeah, the stream's over. He's done something.
Yeah. He's showing up.
So much sausage.
Okay, I want to get the super chats because Heron has asked her infamous question of Tuggs. So,
okay, all right.
Tuggs of Anflu for $5. Nickweiser flavor number 12. Nick's Oscar Mayer shirt sweat. Come and get it, ladies.
Wow.
I almost thought it was laddies, but yeah, there we go.
Thanks, Tom.
Let's see, Gilsner for $5. After Bree
anyway.
griped about being asked out, Charlize Theron said she was shockingly available and men needed to grow a pair and ask her out.
Well, that's because they're probably scared shitless to ask her out.
I would be scared to
He's
ask
a
her out.
celebrity with power to cancel anyone.
Dude, if I was single, I'd totally ask her out. Anyway,
they're both psychopaths, but
is
Charlize
Theron a psycho?
Charlize Theron is on another level from Brie Larson.
That's a girl you don't give your real name.
6 for $16. Happy birthday, Brahmabull and Tickle Trunk, Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Thank you, 6.
Lots of birthdays.
And Boosh McFadden.
So many birthdays today.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, think of what's 9 months before now. It's like the coldest time of the year in January, right after New Year's.
Yeah.
Right around New Year's.
Yep. Makes sense.
It's that time of year.
J.S. Pena for $1.99. Tuggs watched Killer Clowns. You must face your fears.
I love that movie.
Absolutely not.
She'll just give you her fear face, I guess. I don't know.
Should absolutely do a watch stream on it.
Eric K for $2. Mrs. Flu enjoyed my meat and sauce.
She did.
Yes, she did.
We all did.
Yep.
It was delicioso.
We had to microwave it first, though, but that's okay.
No, convection oven. It was
I did it in the oven. I wasn't gonna microwave a brisket. That's
microwave a brisket.
disgusting.
Brisket.
So Heron of Alexandria for
Totally not what I thought you guys
$2.
were talking about.
Grilled cheese dipped in ketchup and mustard, Tuggs.
No, you dip it in tomato soup. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so this is like her thing. She likes dipping her grilled cheese in ketchup and mustard.
But
Yeah,
then-
I
I'm
agree.
more of a tomato soup sort of girl. Or, actually, you know what I love?
Uh-oh.
Grilled cheese and the Frank's Red Hot sauce. You dip it in
Ooh.
that.
Okay.
Have you ever tried ranch dressing?
I love
Have
ranch
you ever
cheese.
done
Not with
bacon
a grilled cheese
seasoning
sandwich.
on grilled
Have you ever
cheese?
seen snow?
Grilled cheese? No, but I love ranch.
You should
You ever
know.
seen a grown
so,
man
so
naked?
just for fun,
You're-
just for fun,
You like
Come on,
movies
take-
about gladiators.
take your grilled cheese sandwich
Uh-huh.
Sandwich.
and put a
Saying
little
try
drop,
it.
put a little dab on a plate of ranch dressing, and then with the corner, just give it a go.
Okay. Now I want grilled cheese, and I'm hungry.
I know.
I do too.
There
I
was
love
a
grilled cheese
restaurant in
sandwiches,
New
by the way.
York
I had to
that
say that as
specialized
well.
in grilled cheese.
I
Nothing
love
but
I
grilled
made a
cheese
grilled
sandwiches.
sandwich. I made it with brie cheese,
Ooh,
and I
good
put
choice.
some
Very
truffle
creamy.
oil on the bread. Oh my god.
Oh,
Did it have big
I
feet?
like to do bacon seasoning, and sometimes I do Gouda cheese. And the bacon
Oh.
seasoning especially I do on the bread and in
Mon-
the cheese
mon-
too, so it's just endless bacony flavor.
Munster
amazing.
pepper jack. Nick, Munster pepper
I
jack and
love
bacon.
Munster.
Munster
Oh.
pepper jack and bacon on a grilled cheese, bro.
Mm.
And
And
then
from you guys,
dip it
we'll
in
be right back.
bourbon.
That is glorious. I want all of it.
Sorry, I'm late.
Hungry now. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Aaron.
Okay.
Did
I
Comix say to vamp?
Yeah, I think he
Oh,
did.
okay.
I'm going to talk about sandwiches for like an hour.
blood.
Oh,
We're all going to
if-
talk about how we do our grilled cheese differently.
Well, wait. If we're going to vamp for a bit, then apparently there's a gift that Brahma's got coming to him.
Oh my!
Oh my god.
Board member strikes again. Yeah.
He looks like he's in the phase of acceptance
You
there.
know what?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She manhandled him.
This is the scene in the trailer that turned me
Yes.
off of this show.
And it was in this
was in the
episode.
trailer, and I was not Brahmabull, but this little clip was in the trailer, and I was like, I'm not watching that. I am
Because if
not
Brahmabull
watching
would have been
that.
on it, we'd have watched it. That's right.
Yeah.
I would have
Bravo.
watched it.
Can you get
He-
on that? Thanks.
This dude gets back at her though. When he wakes up and she's Jen instead of
Yeah. and
She-Hulk,
I
he's
was-
like, and I'm out.
I
Well,
saw
You know what? That's what you get for picking a man that's okay with being picked up and carried like a woman across the threshold. That's what you get.
Oh,
So
she didn't
what
ask
kind
for
of-
consent on anything.
No.
in
It
this.
was straight up cuck right there.
Yeah.
So what kind of message was that trying to say? Because he seemed like a guy who was all about her, and then all of a sudden, like she goes into her, I guess, midget self, and all of a sudden, like he just walks out. Like I'm like, so what are they trying to tell us? That was a really
don't know.
confusing set of mixed messaging.
I didn't
Well-
see him give consent.
No, he didn't. I actually
said that.
rewinded.
Men
And no,
don't
he did
have
not.
to. Men don't have to, guys. It's implied
Yeah,
consent
look at
for
Wonder
guys.
Woman 84.
Yeah.
No, Nick, what it was another one of those stupid tropes that they do where the guy pretends to be all interested and listens, he gets laid, and then he's out the next morning. They just tried to play it off as he only left the next morning without having the breakfast that she cooked and all the other crap because she had changed from She-Hulk into Jen instead. So
Yeah,
it was just another
definitely a play on that.
man-hating trope that they do. I mean, it's
It couldn't have been that she did
You
something
guys
to
are
him that
missing.
he didn't
She
like.
He fetish. She's the victim, guys. You don't
Oh.
get it.
that's the
He
trope.
fetishized her.
You're right.
Or
Tom.
whatever the word is. That
right.
stupid fucking word.
Oh yeah, I mean you're not wrong. I mean
That I can't
that
say.
whole thing, like, so the B plot, like I said, is her dating life, which is sad and pathetic, of course. Her friend Nikki makes a comment about how it's like it's
Hetero
yeah.
dating is blah blah blah. Fuck you.
basically it's hetero dating is sad essentially. It's like maybe for you because you guys are unlikable and the whole point of what there was going on is the fact that Jen can't go on a decent date as herself because she keeps attracting all these losers.
No, but also she's like, dating in your 30s is just awful, right?
Oh, she's like, what's worse
Well,
than
that I
dating in
can
your
vouch
30s?
for, though. It is pretty awful.
Well, the funny thing is, it's like, what's worse, dating in your 30s or being alone in your 60s?
Maybe
because
she's
you couldn't
the
be bothered
problem.
to date in your 30s. Yeah, exactly.
She's the common denominator here. It's all I'm
I
saying.
have a brother.
Well, that was
for
the
you.
point I was getting at, is the fact
really?
that, yeah, they're both kind of terrible people. And so, when I walked back into, so she finds the dude, they hit it off. They go back to her place. And this is the best part, is like, she goes off to go fight demons, and when she comes back, he's laying on her couch reading a book on feminism.
No, bad feminists.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's either bad feminists or bad feminism, something like that. Yeah.
What?
I'll have to go back and look at that
I am
part.
shitting you not.
As much as I don't want to.
I don't know anything about the book, so
find
I can't tell you what it's about. So
let me look it up.
Let's go look it up.
Yeah, while you're doing
What's about?
All
The
I
book,
know
Bad
is that
Feminism.
everything
The
that
book,
they
what?
read
Roxanne
is
Gay, Bad
hatred
Feminist.
towards men.
Now, 2014 collection of essays. This is the fucking book. Okay, here it comes. Holy mother trucker. Okay,
You sharing it?
I'm gonna whip this out. Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't watch this show.
Culture,
Me
you're always
too.
taking your cock out.
Here it
Well,
is,
you know,
ladies and gents.
Tom,
There
if you're
was
going to be here every
6
Thursday, it's
minutes.
homework.
There was
I
6
watched the
minutes of
first 3.
pre-show
That's all
stuff.
they're getting out of me.
Yeah.
Tom, thank you. 3 episodes, and yet the boss is like, "Well, we can do more." I'm like, "Fuck."
Okay,
So
got
She's
it.
trying to torture
Yeah.
your ass.
Yes, she is.
This is it. This is Bad Feminist. This is the book he was reading. It's essays in a 2014 collection by cultural critic, novelist, and professor Roxanne Gray.
Gay.
Bad Feminist explores
Gay.
being a
Roxanne
feminist.
Gay.
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 Yeah,
It's
she's
pronounced Gawai.
Gay.
all I know is this is the book this dude was reading while waiting for her to land on top of him, cowgirl style.
Right.
What does it say? Bad feminist explores being a feminist while
While
loving
things that could seem
Oh, thank you.
could seem at odds with feminist ideology.
Oh dear.
Like
Jesus.
men.
Yeah.
Engages
Like
pop
men,
culture
yeah.
and her personal experiences, covering topics such as Sweet Valley High series Django Unchained and Gay's own upbringing as a Haitian American.
You want?
Do
You
not
know what?
come
Tuggs?
for Sweet Valley High, okay? As a
Tug-
night, you leave Sweet Valley High alone. You.
Tuggs, I should probably send you this book. You know,
No.
I know you want this.
So the line that you were talking about, comics, is that trying to tell us that her paralegal is actually a lesbian
Oh, she's a
and is
lesbian.
all over Jen?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know,
Because I
maybe.
don't think it's been explicitly stated, but if she said
I
straight
didn't interpret
dating,
that. I did not interpret it that way, but now that
I
you
did.
point it out, I think you're probably right. But yeah, like I said, the show is just it's misandry at law. She-Hulk misandry at law.
Great.
You better say that tomorrow night.
That's what I've been calling the show. She-Hulk misandry at law, and that is actually the name of my episode 1 review.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
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 Do you remember that review you did, and then couldn't release for 2 weeks?
Yeah,
that
because of a strike I had. That's
only
right.
because
what
we
put me
talked
behind.
about.
Shut up. Talks.
I wasn't here. I'm safe.
Yeah.
I said nothing. I left early. I stayed away.
Yeah.
I was dying in a
We were
car.
making cultural and political commentary statements, and apparently YouTube did not like those cultural and political commentary statements. So yeah. Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, well, hey, he got ricated, only not quite ricated, but like minimum ricated.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it's really funny because the interpretation I had was that you're right. It is definitely a spin on the trope where the dude just leaves in the morning, and this time
But
it
it
was
wasn't.
the spin. Well, the spin on it was basically he was disinterested in the real Jen, whereas he was more interested in She-Hulk, and that's kind of the theme of the show, right? Is the fact that she hates being She-Hulk. She finds it to be kind of demeaning.
Dive deeper and realize that she misrepresented herself in one way. She presented oneself.
She did.
She catfished him.
That was the thing. I thought that was my take on it. Was the fact that
As a dude,
she was
I'm like
actually misrepresenting who she was. She was kind of
Yeah, yeah, and so, but the feminist take on that, the crazy ass fucking like 4th, 5th, 7th wave feminist that we're into now, take on that is all I did was change my makeup, and this guy doesn't dig me anymore. You know what? I he saw me without makeup in the morning. Whatever trope you want to throw at it, that's kind of.
Can one of you guys shoot George the link?
Makes almost as much.
I think it has more to do with the fetishizing thing, but yeah.
Yeah, but that makes almost as much sense as the chick with a dick. Straight guys won't date a chick with a dick.
That's what I'm getting more at culture is that they're going to try and twist it into some kind of message like that, like a body positive message.
I'm not.
Or trans allegory.
Or trans allegory.
If I were ever out there in the world again, do you know what I would not date?
A chick with a dick.
There you go. Line that shit up.
I don't believe it for a second, but that was my guess.
Actually, the makeup thing is valid because I don't know if any of y'all have seen just scrolling on some of these social media apps. Some of these girls in the makeup, they're literally a completely different person.
Yeah, no, I know. I've seen that. I've seen that shit too.
It's insane. I'm like, look, I wear makeup. You know, you touch things up, you make yourself look not so tired, but to go from having this nose to literally this nose and these eyes, the big eyes, like you chill out, like calm down. That's completely false advertising. Y'all need to relax. And then you wonder why he doesn't want to see you without makeup on because you're not who you say you are. Good
you know
Lord.
what I hate? I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get crucified. Chicks that add like 14-inch long eyelashes, I'm done with that.
Oh yeah.
Eyelash extensions.
Yeah,
well,
it's like
the other thing too is that sometimes what is crazy is that makeup can act as spackle to the point where it's like it's hiding major blemishes that because there's like this one thing I remember what article was, but it was interesting. They were basically doing like it was porn stars with and without makeup, and it was like vastly different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, and there's a
some
difference.
Of these women were not that attractive once they didn't have the makeup.
Most of them.
So Tuggs is talking about regular makeup. There's actually a whole other kind of makeup called HD makeup, and that's what you see nowadays. With because of HD television, you had to change how makeup was applied. And there's a whole new set of techniques. There's a whole different kind of makeup that's out there for film and for television because of the definition. Because it literally has to fill crow's feet, all kinds of other stuff that's going on. It is bonkers what HD makeup can do, kids. So
it's true.
Well, it's pretty similar to what film has always been, but yeah.
I mean, culture broadcast with a 4K camera, so he knows all about this makeup. You should see him without the makeup backstage. It's
the only part that actually broadcasts in 4K
Harry and the
Hendersons.
Wow. You know what? I'm glad it's your birthday because otherwise,
first time you've been called a Sasquatch. Come on,
Brahma. You and I are September babies. We're 10 days apart.
Sweet. We'll be doing this all again in a couple weeks then.
Yeah, Nick's going to be mean to me in a couple weeks.
We're going to do a Sunday night. I'm going to do a Sunday night stream, and it's going to be huge. Right before Culture's late night culture. And I'm going to be the foreplay, and the Culture's going to give you all cock.
Hey, you're always invited, but being, the dad.
Let's go all night together.
Yeah, let's spend the night together.
You could do a double header with me. You could come on mine, and I'll come on you.
I need you more than ever.
Wow.
Let's spend the night together.
All right. We're official.
Did we just go hangover too? It was beautiful, Stu. I came in you, and then you came on the floor.
Let's spend the night together.
All right, let's get back to Super Chats. Because that wasn't awkward. Not in the least. Mr. Tickle Trunk for two Canadian. Favorite ice cream, Tuggs?
Oh gosh, cookies and cream.
Wait, there were some symbols after that.
Yeah, I don't really know what pumpkin. I guess maybe asking pumpkin. I don't know. A pumpkin is pretty good actually. My favorite.
It's basically eyes, pumpkin, cock, rainbow, or Statue of Liberty.
I don't know of any of those ice cream flavors, but the Oreo cookie one's pretty good. And cake batter from Cold Stone. Oh my god.
Okay, so chocolate chip cookie dough M&M mix is probably my favorite ice cream.
Ooh, that sounds diabetes.
It is.
good.
That's worth the beaties.
Yeah,
That
Wilford
is worth
Brimley
the
is like
beaties.
hanging out in the background. He's going to help you with getting your diabetes.
Coach Casino diabetes.
Diabetes.
Give me
I'm
the
Wilford
beaties.
Brimley.
I'm Wilford
Oh, I'm
Brimley. I
old.
got
I just-
diabetes.
My pop culture reference there was
Culture,
Wilford
your
Brimley.
catheter's chafing.
Yeah, that was the next thing he did. He did those catheter.
Tom's like,
Mr. Tickle Trunk said it was chicken cock.
there is that's chicken cock. That's chicken
Is
cock.
that an ice cream flavor?
No, that's a bourbon.
No, that's
flavor.
my bourbon.
That's a bourbon flavor.
Remember, he was choking his chicken at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
It's even
Toxic.
textured.
It's so chicken cock.
Is it ribbed?
It's ribbed.
Oh my god!
Toxic Man Flu for $10.
$10.
I'll
Division
give you
Ridge
the
Money Grab
ribs.
number 32. Let's see. The Lush Life Tug-a-thon.
Oh, no.
Whoever can drink the most Dick's Division Ranch trash can cactus juice without tripping over a mat in the bushes.
Can you guys film this, please? I want to see it.
Oh, dude. Okay. Wow. Okay. So YouTube's doing funny shenanigans with Mad, and
Really?
like playing with his sub count. So
no.
if you all could just double check that you're subscribed to Mad, just give him a little, just a
A little
so he can
push
get
into the bushes.
Just give him a
Make
little
sure he stays in the
thrusting.
bush.
Give him
Yeah.
the pushing for his cushion. One
We're
last
sending
time.
Jim. We're sending Jim into the bush. He's going to find out what's in there. There you go.
TerminusEst for $5. Nickweiser flavor number 14. Brie Larson's fungus fondue with extra mayo. Oh my god! And caramelized onions.
That's
Oh, I do like caramelized
Terminus
onions.
S is back with a vengeance. with
Oh
the
my
flavor.
god,
Terminus
Terminus.
is
That's
back, baby.
disgusting.
I dip my grilled cheese in that.
Copy Kitty for $5. Happy birthday. Now after that comment, not getting invited back after that comment. I'm kidding. Anyway, Aaron of Alexandria for $5. After Resident Evil 8, I've been asked to be the tall vampire woman. I don't want She-Hulk suggestions now. Being tall problems. So yeah, Heron is like 6'3". She's a very tall lady.
Awesome.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Heron's awesome.
Digital Remnant for $2. The guy is a HERF, Hulk exclusionary radical feminist. Oh my god,
Oh boy.
that's funny. TZ Burton for $2. Just want to shout out Odyssey chat. Hi, Tuggs.
Hi, TZ.
Everybody on
Thank you for
Odyssey.
watching on Odyssey. Hell
Yes.
yeah. Cheers to supporting alternative platforms.
Indeed. Toxic Man Flu has a super chat over there, but it's too far for me to read, so I got to move the microphone so I can see it on the little monitor.
Give him a reach around.
Indeed.
tub?
Division Ranch Money Grab number 32. I already read that. Okay, that was basically just repeated over there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Well, okay. And Southern Belle for $5. Happy birthday to you, Rock Me Brahmadeus.
Brahmadeus.
Wait, we stopped?
I love
And Rock Me Brahmadeus.
Brahmadeus.
There you go.
That's just creepy.
That was like Rocky Horror Picture Show creepy. Holy cow.
What about my new sexy voice? Is that awesome?
It just looks weird.
Fuck you two.
Whoa. When did
Such
we lose
violence
Tox?
coming from Tom. I'm offended. I need to go to my safe
Here's
space
my
and play
new
with
gay
some bubbles.
voice. So you can just shut up your ass, asshole. This is phrase.
Is the cake a lie, Tom?
Is the word
Cake a lie.
cake away?
Is the
The
cake a lie?
is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
Were we playing Portal?
That's a pop
Ah,
culture
the toxic
reference.
fan flu. Oh, he went to go at himself
he's
and
back on.
What?
Good. Now we can fix this to where Tuggs is in the middle where she's supposed to be.
Yeah, somebody make it so that my OCD is not completely broken.
Put culture on top with me.
Oh,
Tuggs in the middle is fine. There.
Ah!
What?
What's
I got
happening?
some new voices, so I'm gonna stick with this one. It's very sexy.
I get Tom on top of me. Oh
There you
yeah,
go.
Cowabunga.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
You're all
Hey,
mine.
yeah, Tom went unexpected cowgirl right there.
Apparently. Hey, Tux, can you share the Amazon Rings of Power article?
Sure, if I don't unplug my Wave XLR.
Okay. The
Sweet.
the Yahoo News one.
We're moving on to an even better show.
Yeah, we're
Wait.
By better, we mean worse.
wait. Are we shifting to Odyssey? No,
If we
we're
were
not.
moving to a better show, we would be talking about House of the Dragon.
For this show, I don't think we need to exclusively switch to Odyssey. I think it's more
okay.
Monday.
All right.
Yeah,
that's a Monday.
Monday's the political night. That's when we get in trouble.
Monday.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently Amazon Rings of Power still doesn't
The
have
cake
any user reviews
is a
on
lie.
Prime Video. Wow,
What?
nearly a week after it premiered. Holy shit.
140 some hours later, nah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is
You know
bad.
why?
I mean, this show is like legit that bad, folks, that they are scared of the audience rating. But remember, folks, it's just review bombing.
It's
Didn't
Just
Bob
2
Chapek
weeks.
just admit to the fact that Disney's review bombing their shit?
Yes.
You guys, they
Positively.
need 2 weeks to slow down the curve. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a
They
much
need
better
2 weeks
joke
to
than
flatten
mine,
the
Tom.
curve.
Stop the spread.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see like how viewership drops because I mean it's a new show. It's Lord of the Rings. There's a lot of whatever a hoopla about it. So like the first couple 2-3 episodes are gonna have a lot of views. It's gonna be watched a lot. People are gonna be like, oh my god. But I feel like it's gonna drop pretty big.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
probably is.
Well, if you can believe their numbers.
No,
Well-
you're taking their numbers as rote, and this is the thing. Their numbers don't say this is how many households watched it. They say this is how many viewers watched it. They could be telling you that there's 3 or 4 people per household. You know what? Tom does a much better job of explaining this than me, but it's
All the time.
okay. I'm going away now.
Well, I mean, their numbers being reported by them is about the same thing as Twitter reporting their number of active users to Elon Musk.
Conflict of interest.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like comics saying he's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Well, and how many-
I never said that. I've always said 5'9".
Really?
How come I'm taller than you
thought it-
then?
Comics is taller than me. If that helps.
Yeah.
No,
Comics
you're
is
short.
not short.
Because culture, you're exaggerating your height.
I'm
How
totally
tall are you?
culture.
I'm 5'9". I told you that.
I am taller than you.
How
With
tall
your
are you?
hairspray, yeah.
I'm totally
you guys are mean.
culture.
With your
Culture-
weave
so-
spray, just teasing it up another 2 inches. Yeah, you tower over them, but
Well, okay. So
I don't believe
so
the weave
old-
spray.
Old
Did you have
age
bangs
is
in the 80s culture?
right. You know what? I will
Sorry,
kill
I'm
all
done.
of you right now.
I'm sorry. You know I love you. Please don't hurt me.
6 culture is barely 5 feet tall.
That's not true.
Culture's the real midget.
I'm taller than you.
Even we're the same height. We are the same
So
height.
hold
dude.
on.
We're
Does this mean
legit
that
the
like
same height.
the Dix Division are like the 7 dwarves? We're all the dwarves.
Yeah,
Who's our
more-
Snow White
We-
guy?
yeah, we've already done that one.
I'm
by the way,
actually
George.
dwarf.
This guy here.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, George.
Hi, Dogs. How you doing?
Good.
He's got a beautiful
Ooh.
Happy birthday, Brahma.
That
Hey,
was
thanks, George.
Hello,
Absolutely.
George.
What's going on?
We're getting ready to start talking about your favorite thing in history.
Seriously.
Rings.
Did
of
you
Power.
catch She-Hulk episode 4?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're not
I've
missing
Don't.
much.
I've been working
it
on the
that way.
review. I've been working on the review
Oh.
for Rings, and then putting out all the news because so much news was coming out. It's been
Dude,
like 4
okay. One of the things that I'm going to be covering. This is going to be my second video on Rings of Power. I would have done it last night if it wasn't for the fact that my PC died.
Yep.
Is talk about the whole Cheddar Man thing, because that stupid Hollywood Reporter article. He says basically that early Britons were dark skinned, and it's like, no, dude, the article that you cited in your own fucking article says you're fucking wrong. If you actually read the whole thing,
we didn't.
Which he didn't, because it's very apparent, because he would have included it or excluded the article altogether.
He wouldn't have cited it. He wouldn't have
cited it. But basically, 10%. Okay, so what they're saying about people in the UK during that time period is correct. Yes, there were dark-skinned people all throughout Europe. Correct. During that time period, which is the Middle Stone Age. Correct. Because light skin developed further up north. So yes, ultimately what happened is that what caused light skin to take over Europe was a succession of 3 immigrations that have happened of various groups that had these genetic markers. And that's ultimately because of natural selection and the fact that, well, you need to have light skin in order to synthesize vitamin D from the sun,
right?
Because if you don't, you'll get rickets. So,
right.
What happened is that 10% of modern Britons have the Cheddar Man DNA. 10%, and the reason why is because ultimately those the Cheddar Man's people were replaced. So that's the thing that this guy doesn't understand, and those are not modern Britons.
Well, you take it to them, but the thing that they're also forgetting in that article and in many of them is that, let's say today you were writing a mythology. It's a mythology, number one. So there's a difference between mythology and fiction. I say that over and over and over. But if you were writing a mythology about ancient Greece today, about the ancient Greek gods and the people who lived in the time period worshiping them, it doesn't matter that they would have people from Persia or Indo-Europe living there. It's not about them. It's about the founding mythology.
Right.
Tolkien, yeah. So it doesn't matter if the people were there. It's not about those people.
Ultimately you're correct, because those people are fucking gone. It would be like me trying to justify white people Mulan because of the red-haired mummies that were found in China that are from Europe. But that happened during the Bronze Age.
What about Shanghai? Shanghai, 10 years ago, they found, it was on the outskirts of Shanghai, they found a cave system that had this blue tiling, but it's the same dye that Greeks use in all of the temples. And they were like, how the hell and they dated it. It was like 6,000, 4,000.
Because people got around. That's the thing that this is the point I was making on Friday Night Ties, is that people migrated and got around, the world. But they got around and they got down too. Right. Which is the reason why 10% of that DNA comes from Cheddar Man.
But did you see my response to Amazon on Twitter? Oh man, it's getting here. Let me show you. You're gonna cry, because you saw that big racist post.
I did. It was fucking stupid.
Here's mine, and I put it again tonight, right as the show started, right as I walked up here, and within a few minutes, here you go. Here's the first one. Do you see it?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
That's the first one.
Trash.
Okay, we, the cast, the Rings of Power, stand together in absolute solidarity and against anything. JR talking.
This is my response to
this. This is his response, faking it back.
Oh, okay. That's fucking funny. Yeah, it's like, my God, do they actually say this? Okay. Solidarity against anything JR Tolkien wrote. We are committed to subverting and destroying his work on a daily basis. We hear your valid criticism, but the show about the show, but we refuse to listen or tolerate it.
Here's the next one. It's 3.
We obviously know we can never come close to Tolkien's writing, so we are going to hyper focus on the race swapping issue as a shield to deflect from the other criticisms, such as the shitty dialogue, the cheap plot, the MacGuffin, and
Morphid.
Morphid being a Karen. Okay, it's pretty funny because I keep calling her Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. finally, all our love and fellowship goes out to the fans giving us money, especially people of color who, if we really cared, we would give them free Amazon Prime memberships for life, but we won't actually ever do that because we here only to virtue signal and pretend we care. Our money is an integral part of the Lord of the Rings family. That's funny. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for opening your wallets.
Well said, George. That was
Wait, there's one more.
That's fucking funny.
There's one more. Here it is. Because they keep talking about racism. So I made this for them. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me blow
kind
it
of
up.
small.
Can you make it bigger, please?
Yeah, I am. Because they keep talking about, we are all about people of color, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, well, here you go.
Okay, please ignore how white these messages are. Also as white as our team of writers, executive producers, showrunners, and pretty much anyone making all the important decisions. We decide to reserve this part of the show to be for white people.
Their entire management is, it's ridiculous. That's why I was like, come on. It's like if they were really about the whole, they have their DEI playbook that a production has to follow, literally from casting, scripting, producing, everything. Yet 99.9% of the management production crew are all white. I'm like, isn't there a problem here? Shouldn't you all be giving up your jobs?
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is that they always say that they want to make room for people of color, but they
we're the ones
want
that are supposed to
other
do that,
people
not
to
them.
do it, not them. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Well, and the funny part about it is, and many people said it on Twitter already, but I mean, they're calling everybody racist for all the review bombing that's going on, and it's
it's fucking shit. The series is fucking shit. It's boring as hell. It's
Right.
convoluted. I have no fucking clue what's happening, and quite frankly, I would rather not watch it.
But House of the Dragon
Is
has,
way better.
There are characters that probably don't belong based on the story. On the race swapping stuff.
Except there's a
No, they
difference.
definitely race
Nobody's throwing a fit about that.
But you know why?
Because the show's
Gary's
good.
Gary's
there's
throwing
a
a fit
reason.
like crazy about
There
that.
is a reason, though.
Is he on that one?
Yeah, but
Oh
there's
yeah,
one reason.
the reason why is apparently he
Because-
has an affair with somebody.
No.
There's an entire
There's a
plot
bigger
line
reason.
in the book.
Martin approved. He's the author.
I
Yeah.
don't care about J.R.R. Martin.
I know
He's
but
a hack.
I know he's a hack. I don't like him, but the point is it is his thing. He approved it. So if Tolkien was around and he said, yeah, then it's your decision to decide if someone sells out.
And it all depends on your point of view and where you are inside of these books. So Gary knows these books inside and out, and he loves them.
Yes.
So when he's looking at it, a big part of the plot of this book that they're adapting this from is they don't realize that this one guy is not his son. All right. If you have one family being of color and one family not, you know it. So a big part of that plot line is gone. So
okay, I get
so there's
that. But what I'm
They're gonna have to figure out a way to get around it. I'm not
and
sure.
the
how
show
to do
is
it,
a
but-
C plus B at best.
Do you know what else?
It's a
I
C
get
plus
that,
B
but
at
what
best.
I'm getting at is
No one
nobody's
did.
review bombing, throwing I mean, people are rating House of the Dragon as a pretty good show.
Because it's because people find
I mean,
it a good
so the
show.
same racist watching both shows are giving that one a pass and not Rings of
exactly.
Power is what I'm getting at.
Right.
I mean,
They
Gary, whatever
to
Gary
acknowledge
can say
that.
what he wants to say about it, and that's fine.
Right. But
I mean,
there's
but-
another part you're missing.
Your
Brahma,
point's
is that
invalid, Brahma.
No, your point is
Completely
valid. Brahma.
invalid.
There's one other part that you're the only part that you're really missing is not Martin already approved it. He told everybody that. Two, you notice that none of the cast spent 4 months talking about their activism and the color of the cast. None of them. They talked about the fucking story, so nobody knew it.
Right.
Review bombing is real.
And I
That's
don't think
100% real.
why don't they talk about the people who are review? What would you call it? Upping, like the people who are on the flip side.
It's love bombing is what it's called.
Love bombing. Oh, okay. Well, why don't they
Yeah.
talk about them? Yeah,
And they're doing it the other
Well,
side.
they
Bob
don't.
Chapek, he admitted that.
Yeah.
Now,
I was trying to be
George,
lofty pixels for a minute. It didn't work.
You're setting up hopefully you're not setting up an unintentional premonition, because
Right.
I said something earlier about that on my Twitter. I said do not put it past the Amazon LOTR crew to try to reach out to the HBO Game of Thrones crowd. Because think about it, they reach out to obviously these
they're two big enemies.
Elijah Woods and all of them to try to legitimize their property. Do not put it past them to try to do that with them too. Like, hey, see, look, even the show that you love, even the show that you love,
right? No, never mind. It's not on the one that shared.
Do you remember what happened last Thursday, though, Nick? The reason I say the cast may reach out to the cast. That I don't put past them. Except last Thursday, remember when Rings premiered, HBO, gave him a 1-2 gut punch because they released the first episode of House of the Dragon at the same time for free on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's not like a friendly, like, hey, congratulations.
I want to go back to something said previously, and it goes back to what we're talking about with the marketing, right? With the House of the Dragon, no one made a big deal about race swapping the character. They just did it and they moved on.
Yep.
And they weren't being pretentious. They weren't being annoying.
Wait, the guy, Fashwa, whatever, he did.
Yeah, after it came out.
He did. He did the interview before it came out, and it played after it came out. He was like, he said, and then in his own words that people can accept this, and this in fantasy, but they can't accept a black guy.
Yeah, but that was after people were saying, why is this guy race swapped?
Well, that's true, but it was.
I'm talking about the other guy.
The whole thing is that with fantasy, they can accept dragons and wizards, but they can't accept a black guy.
Right.
Except again, that's a straw man argument.
The same thing Whoopi did, and it is.
Okay, so the issue is, and again, it gets back into the whole anthropology thing, is that fantasy is still rooted in real life, unless there's something that says to the counter, right? So it's like with Paizo has black dwarfs. That's Paizo's world in Pathfinder.
Right. Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that whatsoever because that is a world they developed. I don't care if they have black dwarfs. As long as there is a logical reason for their world to work a certain way, I'm totally cool with it. But when you go and adapt somebody's thing and you change it and you're race swapping just a race swap, I have a problem with that. And that's
what
something
if they
that people,
made Elric Asian?
Yeah. The issue is the reason why groups of people develop the way they do is because they're isolated from other people. The multicultural Harfoots would not exist in the Middle Ages. Why? Because like peoples cluster together and they typically don't move around. The ones that do, and that absolutely has everything to do with genetics. You take a look at the Huns. Is it the Huns? No, sorry, not the Huns. The Horde in China, what they call Mongols. Thank you.
Mongols.
Take a look at the Mongols. Mongols are also
a horde. They were the Mongol horde. You're fine.
Yeah, they are nomadic, but they're also ethnically the same. Did they go out and get a 4.0 in damage and do some other stuff? Yes, they did. Did you have people that were probably half Mongol running around? Yeah, you did. Why? Because the Mongols went out and did some stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, rape. Yeah, rape is the thing.
Well, getting back to, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
I was just gonna say, as far as fantasy goes, let's just for a moment set aside the facts, right, of whether or not you could or should or would have, a diverse group of whatever race in a Tolkien situation. That argument makes more sense as far as the isolation of the groups, right? To where their whole thing, they're just showing their hand as they usually do in these arguments when they have nothing better to stand on other than a straw man argument, like George was pointing out.
I think they're afraid. I think it points to their fear, Tom.
But here's the thing. Let's just explain it. And a really good example of this is with Pathfinder Kingmaker. They have a Black Ranger. And the reason why it works is because the dude is not from that area. He's from another area where his people are black. And he basically migrated in. That is totally feasible and totally works with the story. Now, if they did something like that where they had a group of, black people move into like a white area because they migrated, that's totally plausible. And that is a very decent way of having a black character or an Asian character, or whatever.
Like Bridget.
But to pretend they're from that area is not realistic. Sorry, Tuggs.
The point runs on coffee and red wine. I like that.
The point I was getting to, though, was basically that like there is ways you can do these things and it's not going to affect things overall. Like the great example is how Game of Thrones is being received, right? Like most people, I've heard some of the gripes that Gary and others have pointed out, but at the same time, after the people have seen the show now, they're fine with it. They are overlooking that aspect of it because the show is decent for the most part. And then on the other side, you have on the Rings of Power thing, people are saying is, look, the sad part is the two best characters on the show right now are two characters of color, right? And we saw the same thing going all the way back to Ghostbusters. There was a lot of people who ignored the fact that all of us said, you know, the movie fucking sucks. If there's one highlight in the movie, believe it or not, it's Leslie Jones. Oh. She is the only funny part in the fucking movie.
Really? I can't
the power of Patty she was compels you. Smack,
yes, there was only
smack. That was
a couple. When I saw the trailer, that was the only bit that made me laugh. The power of pain compels you.
Well, not that part, but it got me. But the one that got me was when she had the ghost on her shoulders. In the movie, it's actually cut a little bit better. Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. The only reason you relate to her is because she's the only character that doesn't seem like a caricature so much in the film. But that's not even my point. My point is people don't have problems with characters as long as they make sense and they're decent. We can overlook certain things, especially in fantasy, right?
Except Tolkien is the mythology.
Okay.
That's
exactly that's the problem, and that's where they're trying to twist this. And this is where they're really showing their hand. This is the one time where we have a gotcha for them. And they think they got a gotcha for us when it's like, no, we have been making these points for time and time again. And I'll tell you, nerds are the nerdiest nerds in the world, especially when it comes to Lord of the Rings. They do not like anybody fucking with anything, and it has nothing to do with racism. It has everything to do with lore, canon, and mythology. Yeah. And it's a little different when you take something like, you know, D&D as opposed to this. And what I'm hearing from the criticisms of this is if they would have just done something like D&D, nobody would have cared. They would have still said it sucked.
No one would have fucking cared.
But nobody would have cared. But this would have been like them. But nobody said a fucking word about Marlon Wayans being in Dungeons and Dragons back in the early 2000s. Nobody said a fucking word about it. Not one.
Come on, look at this. If you strip Tolkien's name out of this, I'll give you an example. There's one scene in episode 1. Whoever has seen it, do you remember when that whole little like war-weary elven company is following Galadriel in the ford within the ice? You remember they're all like holding one arm on the other, like the wind is blowing, right? The wind is blowing, and they're pushing forward, and one elf drops. Okay, they're like, Commander, we can't go forward, and she's like, march on.
Keep going. Yeah.
But what happens then? What the wind fucking stops?
She's a fucking terrible commander, by the way.
But the point is like in a second after she says that, the wind stops, the ice doesn't bother, the cramps, whatever the hell, and they just got up and started. I'm like, well, what happened? I mean, like it doesn't even work if you strip Tolkien's name out of it, which they should have because it's a disrespect to him. It doesn't work as generic fantasy because it's poorly written. It's got horrible.
It is. Okay. It absolutely is. And it's not so much that, what we're talking about when it comes to generic fantasy, if they do something to where they can explain black dwarves, no one's going to fucking care. That's ultimately the point. That doesn't stop the fact that the show is poorly written and it's still garbage.
Exactly. And that's what I was getting to too. Because there's even ways you can do this. Like,
in Tolkien,
and George, tell me if I'm wrong. Isn't in one of the earlier books they do describe? I think it's the wood elves with a darker tinted skin.
They
right?
basically said they had olive skin.
Not the wood elves. Or which one is it?
Here's the problem. There's so much information out there. Okay, there is a line. There are 6 lines which say dark elves. Now Amazon keeps trying to use those to confuse people. There are no dark elves in Tolkien's Legendarium. What there are elves who did not. They're called dark elves who did not experience the light of the 2 trees after the awakening. You know, you had the Noldor, who are the ones who are called by the Valar, go, hey, we're in the Blessed Realm in Valinor. Get your ass over here, go west. And they're like, okay. The ones who didn't go, who didn't see the light of the 2 trees, they only know the sun and the moon, they're called dark elves. What they could have done, and this is what, when I first heard it and I was excited initially, is if they wanted to introduce other cultures, there's an entire world. They could have gone to Rune, Asian, Harad, Far Harad. They could have created a story and characters within the existing lore, and every fan would have loved it because we've never seen that on screen besides a few shots in battle.
What was the point you were going to make?
Also the Easterlings too. I mean, they have the ability to get the diversity if they actually were smart about it, rather than just generically race swapping things.
Yeah.
Tuggs, you had your hand raised.
What was the point you were
going to
respect
make? The guest.
No, it's okay. I was letting you guys talk. No, I was going to bring up Bridgerton. is a good example of that. The Netflix show Bridgerton, who's set in real world history, it's 1800s kind of thing, and half their cast is black, and you're like, in high society, like that doesn't make sense. But there is a line, and it's very quick, and it's just more of like, hey, we realize this is what's going on, but this is how it happened, and they very specifically explain why this is the way it is, and it's because the king fell in love with the queen, who was black, and that introduced a whole new.
But she wasn't black. So they lied.
Has anyone noticed that a lot of the YouTubers who have spoken out about the changes as far as the swapping have been black men? Whether it's, I mean, I know he's got Sigma.
No, they only focus on the white people.
Just some guy has been very critical of this. Even Fatal J as well. He's been very critical of all the.
But they don't fit the narrative, so they're conveniently ignored.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, I'm just saying they're saying.
Remember, all Tolkien fans that are white are the ones that are racist. Never mind the fact that JSG has been complaining about this shit for a fucking year.
Yes, but
you didn't see their next move,
same
did
opinion you? As one of them, just because you look different as them. If you feel
Say again, Tom.
Yeah.
I said you didn't. Did you guys see their next move though?
What to
no, they're on right now?
What is about the racism? The one that they projected in NBC, and that another article is coming out. They're basically saying that, at least this is the one that I'm getting, is they've gone back to claiming Tolkien is a racist, and you should all be grateful that Amazon, because I did that video today. They're like, you should be grateful that Amazon removed all of that bile and gave you the best version of Tolkien. No. They even called him a fascist along the lines of Winston Churchill, that they had it in the same.
Well, this was my favorite.
Winston Churchill was a fascist?
Yes, and they called him, and H.P. Lovecraft. They're like him. And
H.P. Lovecraft actually was kind of racist, but...
This one was dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
These people, that's what they're doing.
That I'm sharing.
Toussaint was a complete piece of shit before this thing came out, so whatever.
Rings of Power
Tolkien's work has always attracted white.
Jesus Christ! Who fucking put this out?
They had this prepared months ago. There's
can you give me the link? I need it from my video.
Well, the author is a lecturer at a university, so
yeah, the link's been. They're completely shitbags.
I just find it funny that the people that are not liking Rings of Power are racist, but we like House of the Dragon. We also had no problem with Aquaman. What?
It's on the conversation.
That was actually a fucking improvement.
I thought so. But you know what? The thing about Aquaman
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Good about House of the Dragon is they changed one character, right? Aquaman was changed and his dad was changed, right?
Yes.
To the Samoan, Hawaiian thing.
Hawaiian thing.
They changed the one character in House of the Dragon, but everything else is accurate and to the lore.
Oh, no. They changed an entire house.
You have your blonde Atlanta, you have your blonde this, blah, blah, blah. This,
no, they changed an entire house in House of the Dragon.
The rest of it is accurate so far, anyway. But that's
they changed an entire house.
Yeah,
House changes the entire plot. Valerian. The House Valerian
did change. There's no
is
doubt
100% of the way. And if you look at the end of this latest episode, it wasn't the Targaryen on the dragon. It was the son of Valerian, supposedly son of Valerian, that was on the dragon. Because Valerians do not have any of the magical blood to be able to ride dragons.
Boom.
That's the drop at the end of that one.
Now, with what Tuggs said, the thing is, she's putting 2 and 2 together. They're not expecting the general consensus to do that because, let's be fair, a lot of the general public don't do that. They think, well, we're the press. We had the public perception immediately leaning in our favor by default. So we can just say that, and a lot of people will believe us. Now, or maybe more people are catching on. Maybe. We'll see. Obviously, we saw 1.8 for Rings of Power. Hopefully, that's the best it hits, and it'll never go higher than that.
I think, Nick, that would have been true before, but they did not do their research, not only not understanding Tolkien, not understanding 300 to 600 million fans worldwide. They didn't know what was going to happen. And all of it's real simple. Do you see HBO putting out one article after the other saying, trying to suppress reviews? No, of course not. No. Amazon is doing that, and you only do that when you're losing. If they were winning, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what y'all think. I mean, I'm on the top of the.
Okay, let me put it this way. race swapping aside, the show is just poorly written. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's completely terrible.
Yes.
It's boring, uninteresting. It lacks any kind of charm, and
there's no token in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously no token in it. The race swapping and those changes, honestly, they're not the worst of it. They're the least of the problems. Token boring, and you have no token in your show is what the affront is, in my opinion.
And the dialogue is terrible.
It is.
And
Absolutely
what this all
terrible.
boils.
What does why does a ship float but a rock doesn't? One's buoyant, motherfucker.
Yeah, buoyancy.
Well, what this all boils down to is that they are using people of color as human shields as always, and we pointed this out time and time again. And you're right. This goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about women. Until people of color stand up, until people in the LGBTQ community stand up, until women stand up and all say, we're not going to be used as fucking circus freaks anymore. Quit using us as virtue signaling. Quit using us to sell your fucking show on. If your show is fucking good, then I wouldn't be getting the fucking harassment I am. It has nothing to do with the color of my skin. It has everything to do with the fact that you guys are writing shit characters for people that are not white. And even in this case, people that are white with Galadriel and others, because that was the when I checked out, George, is the moment Twinkie fucking Elrond came on screen. And I'm like, fuck this shit. I am out. I'm like, this is not Elrond. I don't know who the fuck that was. That was Doogie Howser, but that was not Elrond. I'll tell you that right now.
The other thing too is that out of all the characters they've introduced, the only one that I thought was decent and had charm was Disa.
Yes,
she's like the only character that had any kind of personality. Everybody else was dry, drab, and boring.
Oh, they were. Or you had Morphin. Right, she did. Yeah. Or you had, and see, she did herself a disservice.
She absolutely did.
She put her foot in her mouth every single day with those interviews, which puts a wall up. You go, I don't care about this. I had to force myself because when I was watching, I'm like, there's something here that I'm liking, but I'm like, okay, I can't stand the character. No, you can't stand the actor, George. Let me put that aside. The problem is in the prologue, what's taking me so long with my review is like I'm 10 minutes in, right? And I'm sitting here and I'm going, okay, so they introduced the bullying scene, then her brother, then you get the two trees, Telperion and Laurel, and the lights sucked out. But I'm sitting here. Well, hold on one second. Let me finish this up. So then she's like,
I gotta make a point too.
We all go to Middle Earth. And I started writing notes like, how many scenes from the book, key plot points have they left out? I'm like, okay, that's not what happened. The elves just didn't pack up and start hunting Morgoth. You had the killing of Finwë, the stealing of the Cimmerils, Fëanor and his half-brother Fingolfin, the going to seize the Teleri ships, the kinslaying at Aqualande, the first Cain and Abel moment. Like, so all these things, what they've done is this time compression plus not having the rights. They've cross-stitched a story together that doesn't hold up. I think that's what a lot of people are feeling.
Okay. It's inconsistent, but you go ahead, Brahma, since it's your birthday.
Well, I just have to make a point that chat has made, and I have also read the House of the Dragon books. The mother of the kids is the queen who never was. She
Targaryen, baby.
She is a Targaryen. The boys do ride dragons in the story.
And they ride them in
without giving away spoilers, because people actually like this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do ride dragons, and yes, they are part of what is coming up in the story. So that needed to be corrected.
Except that
I understand the race swap is still an issue.
Okay, but it's also because
what was said earlier wasn't right either.
What? Okay, but here's the problem, right? It's the same problem that we had from that. You can't get away from the fact from the previous series where the seed is strong, right? When it comes to Targaryen, it's not. It's not.
Actually, in the prequel, it is enough that all the bastards are brought in at some point. I don't want to spoil things.
We haven't gotten there yet, but there's a whole.
The problem is I don't want to spoil things.
The books are right there.
Brahma,
anyway,
define
no, but have you read
bastard.
House of the Dragon?
Define bastard? A whole bunch of Targaryens going around and screwing fishwives.
We'll spoil it. What's the deal? The books are out there. They've been, it's like people can read it.
Yeah, but people actually like this show.
I've never read the books or watched the shows.
Yeah, people actually like this show. I'd rather not spoil the show because it's one show that people actually are liking right now.
Don't spoil it.
Let's not screw it up for everybody.
All right.
Just know that there's more coming.
Yeah.
All right.
I like Matt Smith.
Early on, George, you said something that inspired me to say something, and I don't remember where you were in your point, which means I don't remember what I was going to say, which is going to make me unhappy for like the.
My point was about the prologue, and I was saying how they have.
Oh, okay. So you were talking about the beginning of all of this with the boats and the rocks and all that bullshit. You know that's not the stuff that bothered me, like the terrible dialogue, the terrible explanation, the bad writing, all of that. What bothered me was they were showing young people silhouetted in thin costuming that disgusted me.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either.
The boat scene?
No,
I've heard this once before, but I didn't.
In the
see.
first 60 seconds of the damn show, when her brother's walking over the ridge, she turns around and you get a full see-through dress scene on a child. I stopped wanting to watch the show at that point.
I guess I wasn't paying that much attention.
I know I wasn't paying that much attention.
I have heard that complaint though, and it may have been from Culture before. Yeah.
All right, let's get some super chats.
And that's bad.
Yeah. Pinochet said the cup to tours for $2. The cake's not a lie. It's real. You just can't have any.
There you go.
Fair enough. Kai MFS for $10. Hidden history. Various documents describe most of Europe as swarthy during the colonial days. Black English royalty and Moorish influence has been covered up. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Moorish influence throughout Southern Europe. That's for sure. White skin tradition was very recent.
But it was demographically was very small, and during the period that he's writing about, it was nearly non-existent. But that
the Moorish influence too was largely Spain and Italy.
Yeah.
They didn't get any further up than that.
Yeah, and he would know because he will tell you at length about anthropology.
No, that's not anthropology. That's actually history.
That's just history.
Okay, well, wait. I'm sorry. You didn't do anything with anthropology?
No. I'm saying the whole thing with the Moors, that's history. That's not anthropology.
Okay, sorry. There's no anthropology in history?
No, absolutely. But it's a different field of study, culture.
But they don't overlap in any way.
Okay, these are splitting hairs.
No, I'm having fun. This is a joke.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, anthropology is the study of people, not history. That's the point. But yeah,
there. Don't get me going. I'm gonna stop.
Okay. EJ Liberties for $10. A fantastic evening with the fam at Chrissy Mirror's show with Lila Hart, other F&T and G&G fam. Told Chrissy I was official repping the Dix Division, and she screamed out comics. Happy birthday, Brahmabull. That was
thank you, EJ.
Thank you, EJ.
Dude,
thank you
much respect to Chrissy. Chrissy's a great person.
She did a great job for that 3 hours on InfoWars.
I want to watch it. I haven't seen it. I was invited. Unfortunately, because of the day job, I wasn't able to make it. So,
boo
hiss.
Yeah, I know.
I would have called out.
When she told me, I was like, "Oh my god!" It's like I so want to go to this. It's like,
but everybody from the fellowship did a great job. But Chrissy having to actually host InfoWars for 3 hours, fantastic job. She did great.
She is. Think bigger.
Think bigger. Well, the Dix Division will one day host InfoWars.
That's right.
I don't want to host. I want to be on with Alex Jones.
Yeah, that would be cool. Southern Belle, some for $5. Late night at Weave Salon. Culture wears his best powdered wig. He dances to Saturday Night Fever while singing Brahmabull.
I'm so glad that song caught on. I was at work spacing out, and I was singing it at work, and I caught myself singing it. I'm not joking. It's become part of my life now.
It is weird, but I want to talk about this super chat after you read it.
Yeah. So Southern Belle for $2 is asking you, Tuggs, Henry Cavill, Brandon, or Brendan Fraser for Tuggs.
Or no, she's telling me for both, but it's Fraser, like laser. Not
Fraser.
Fraser.
Okay.
Speaking of
Fraser.
which, do you
Fraser.
realize that he got multiple standing ovations?
Yeah, I cried watching the video. Look here, bandwagon fans. Where were you over the last 20 years? Okay, I want to hear it from any of y'all.
What did
For
you
the
get
late-
standing
What,
ovation
okay,
for?
what did I miss?
For his latest film.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
In Venice, he
It-
got a
yeah, it's
6-minute
called
standing
What
ovation.
movie is he in now?
The Whale.
It's called
He
The
can
Whale.
act.
Yeah,
Where he
Brendan
wears
Fraser.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I thought
Where
he,
he
was
wears
just,
a gigantic
comedy.
fat suit in the movie.
Yeah, he's got a fat suit. Brendan
He's
Fraser.
supposed to be
George,
600
the Mummy.
pounds.
No, I remember the Mummy. I have the Mummy. I own it. I love it, but I never considered him, Venice Film Festival kind of like.
No. He just he's
Encino
making a-
Man?
Yes, Encino Man. It's fun.
comedy.
It's not. Venice
it's
Film Festival used to be
blast
like
from the
Laurence Olivier, Marlon Brando.
Anyway, so no, he returned in a very dramatic role here in The
Cool, I
Whale,
gotta see
and
it.
yeah, and he's making a triumphant return, I would say, and I think Tuggs is in support there. So.
I'm very
Yeah.
excited.
What's
It's
it about?
Fang.
A 600-pound man.
A 600-pound gay man, actually.
Yeah.
Cat fucking.
Huge.
Yeah.
Cat's
I'm excited to see it. It's going to be good, but I'm very proud of him, and I'm glad that more people are jumping on board. But also, where were you over the last 20 years?
Yeah, what happened to him all these years? I saw him in the Doom Patrol the last time.
Oh, I love Doom Patrol. So he got sexually assaulted by a higher up
What?
in the Hollywood Foreign Press, and they blacklisted him. And then
He got sexually assaulted?
Oh.
Yeah, the only thing I have a problem with that story is that I think his career kind of blacklisted him after some of the choices.
Yeah,
he
so
made.
he got blacklisted, and then on top of all that, the injuries from doing like his stunts in the Mummy and stuff, his body's like broken. His wife divorced him because he obviously slipped into like a major depression, and it was just all like boom, 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 and he just
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that last Mummy movie didn't do
Was
very
horrible.
well.
The
He
one
went
with
down
Jet
a
Li?
spiral for a while.
You talking
Yeah,
about
the
the one
third
with
one.
Jet Li? That was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Not a good one. I
Oh
like the
God,
first two.
I forgot they did a third one with Jet Li. Shit.
Yeah.
That was pretty much like his last major movie, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I'm sure that he got blacklisted because of that other stuff, but his agents and his career probably didn't help. The choices he made for his career didn't help his career. I mean, more so
He was in something more recently.
He's been popped up in a few things, and he was in the Umbrella Academy.
Doom Patrol. Where he
Doom
was
Patrol.
a
Doom Patrol. Doom
I
Patrol.
love Doom Patrol.
He was a robot man. Which
Yeah,
he
he's a robot
was
man.
a
Condor.
highlight
3
in
days
that
of the. It
show.
was the Condors TV series. What's it called?
Wow,
He was
Jay's
just-
Penny is saying that he almost died in the Mummy. Is that actually true?
Yeah, it was.
Wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised.
Yes, it's true. The first Mummy, the hanging scene when he's at the prison, they messed the knot up.
Oh shit.
Well, that's what Tug was saying. He's like he went through and had a bunch of injuries because of that. That's
But,
where he
yeah,
slipped
that was
into
one.
the.
Back injuries, just stunt stuff, normal stunt stuff. But that's the one he literally almost died in that one. He passed out and everything.
Damn.
It doesn't even. They had to resuscitate him basically. It was, like,
Wow.
crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's
because they didn't
awful.
tie the knot right.
Well, I
Wow.
thought typically whenever they do a hanging like that, they have like a harness.
Oh,
the
it
harness.
happens more than you'd think. Comics. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Like that scene in Back to the Future 3. Like one of those shots, Michael J. Fox is actually being hung
Yep.
because the fucker snapped, and they didn't know it because he was acting. They didn't realize until like he passed out that he fucking was
Yeah,
actually
one
being
thing
hung.
from the Prestige, the movie The Prestige.
Oh, I love the movie.
Yeah.
The girl in the tank with the little redhead. I can't think of her name now. The
No,
actress
that
who's
was
making out-
that was Now You See Me.
Now you
No,
see
Now
me.
You See Me. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
You
yeah.
See Me,
She
yeah.
almost died.
Yeah.
And I think Alice Cooper
why she
almost
didn't come back
died
for the
once
second
on
one.
stage. Same
That's
thing.
exactly why she didn't come back for the second one. Yeah,
Yeah, that was Isla Fisher.
Was it?
That's
Was it?
That's
Alice?
her.
yeah.
Was it
close.
Alice Cooper or was it? I can't remember which. I think it was Alice Cooper. They did this thing every night where he'd be hung at the end of one of the songs, and the fucker snapped,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
and he damn near
Yeah,
died.
Alice Cooper gets hung at the
Was
end
that
of
Alice
most of
Cooper?
the
Yeah,
shows.
okay, that's what I
So
thought
when-
it was.
so
Yeah.
when they do that stunt, inside the rope is a steel cable with an eyelet
yeah.
that hangs
With
onto
a
your
secondary
harness.
on the back.
that
Yeah.
hangs onto your harness, right? So that it slips just enough so that it looks like
Flip.
you're dangling. I mean,
Dangling.
that's a practical effect, and it works almost always exactly the way it's supposed to. But
But-
sometimes it doesn't.
But yeah, like Isla Fisher and Now You See Me was underwater for like 3 straight minutes. They could not get her out.
That was close. Yeah, and in the one in Back to the Future, they actually had it was an iron rod that was built into the harness.
You mean Isla Fisher got an iron rod?
No.
He's talking about Michael J. Fox.
Oh, he gave her an iron rod.
It was an iron rod.
Oh yeah, baby.
It was an iron rod, and what happened is inside the harness, it slipped out of the loop in the canvas harness that was attached.
Damn.
So it actually allowed for the compression of his carotid.
That's a lot of like compression holes, loops.
Yeah, they didn't know until he passed out that he was actually being hung.
He was unconscious.
How have you all taken this seriously between iron rods, slipping, compression? And
I know,
loops?
right?
I can't
draw
take
diagrams.
No, I know what you mean. But how did they figure it out when he was like, they're like, dude, what's up? Cut.
Well, no, Michael J. Fox is when he finally passed out because like they thought he was just acting.
He wasn't.
And
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this. Let's get the super chat on the way, and we'll go ahead and call it a night. So, Heron of Alexandria for $2. I still have Dr. Zayas stuck in my head, Tom.
Yeah, I sang the whole the Planet of the Apes bit from The Simpsons the other day on the morning show, the entire thing. So
that's funny.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas.
Does anybody know if they're renewing Beavis and Butthead?
Oh yeah, it's getting 2 seasons automatically.
Yeah,
so.
That's good.
Have you guys been keeping up with it, or no?
I have
There's like
not.
7 episodes now. It's fucking hilarious.
I'm up through 5, I think.
Last night's was good.
Eric K for $2. Rest in peace, Vic Morrow
Oh,
and
yeah,
the 2 kids
yeah.
Twilight Zone. Wow.
What about the Queen?
And the Queen.
Yeah, the Queen. Rest in peace. God save the Queen.
Yeah, she lived to be 96 or what is it? 97.
That's crazy.
96?
God
I knew
save
you didn't have
England
long
at
with
this
her when Prince
point.
Philip died. I knew it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
my
kinda
wife
how
said
that
the same
happened.
thing. But at this point, God save England because Charles is
fucking
going to be the king.
Prince
So.
Right? Now we got King Charles.
The rest of our lives.
And what is Prince Charles associated with? The World Economic Forum.
Right.
King now.
They should have got
right.
Not yet. He hasn't been crowned yet.
Technically, he already was.
The second she died, he's king.
Well, no, there's
it has to go to Parliament.
He has to be. It had to go through the coronation.
Do that?
It has to go.
Okay.
It has to have parliamentary approval because remember the type of monarchy it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a formality, but
read something that he's
Maybe they won't approve and
No, they are. They are.
No, I was going to say because I thought I already heard that he was already handling a lot of the kingly duties for the last few months anyway. While she's
Well, he has been handling.
So,
He just
yeah,
wasn't. I don't think he's going to be there long because he's old.
We
and-
want William. We
William
want
with it.
William.
Yeah,
William's not next in line anyway. It's one of the nephews. I think.
Well, I think the
No,
Queen had
no,
said
William,
that
that was
she
his
wanted
son.
him.
No,
William
I think-
is next.
no, it's actually.
No.
I have to look it up because I heard it today.
It's William.
I think she had actually asked him to abdicate for William
They
because
did.
she did not like Camilla.
Of course not, because she didn't want her to be like the Duchess Dowager. That was her mistake, not booting his ass when he wanted to marry her. Then you wouldn't have Harry and his ho.
Well, Harry's not involved
Yeah.
in any way anymore.
Yeah, he pulled out.
So yeah,
Well, he didn't pull out.
he
soon
didn't
enough.
pull out.
That's the problem.
Yeah. it's
Hey,
William.
Tux, can you share the meme that Nickweiser put in and
Okay.
we'll go through outros?
Now, didn't Prince George though? Didn't he like say he denounced his family and renounced his?
That was
crown or
Harry.
whatever? That was Harry. Okay.
Harry and
so yeah.
Meghan
So I guess
Markle.
George. Okay, you are right. I was thinking
Yeah,
of Harry. That's why.
It'll be
I
William
apologize.
and William's kids
Actually,
are the line of
it's-
succession, I believe.
It's
William.
George, then Charlotte, then Louis, then the Duke of Sussex.
Not based on the lineage that was described by the Queen.
Yeah,
That's what I got right
you
here
have
in
a line
front
of
of me.
succession. It's Charles, William, and then
Charles,
William.
William's kids.
That's why
Yeah.
Harry would never be one because
That was
It's
from
the
the
heir and the
Royal
spare.
UK.UK website.
I don't know why. But there's a mistake. Maybe they're.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on the
An Anglophile.
fucking
you know the freaking
See,
British
because that's what I was hearing is
monarchy
even
line
though
of
they're
succession.
like whatever, it has less to do with that. It has to do with when they were born or some shit like that. That's what we're talking about today.
Brahma.
I don't really pay attention to that shit.
Yeah,
so.
none of us are Anglophiles, so
Yeah.
there it is.
Jesus Talia for $1.99 with a super sticker. And that is the show, folks. And we will start with George.
2 hours to go, guy.
Thank you for having me on. I love y'all. I've missed y'all. It's great to be back, even for a little while. I want everybody here in the chat, go subscribe to all of these amazing, beautiful people. And Brahma, give him a big birthday present. Rack up his numbers.
I need
Culture
30 to hit
Nick.
250.
There you go. You heard him. He needs 30.
Rack
Come on,
this guy.
everybody. Let's get him there. And then Tom and Nick and Tuggs. Tuggs not making videos, is he?
He's been doing a few Nickweiser videos.
Okay, I have
Just
to go
of
check
Nick.
him in. Just of Nick.
I really don't want to run you guys over by me starting to make videos, so I'm just going to say that.
So I've missed all of you. You can find me at Georgia Giant Slayer on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to be putting out finally my review of episode 1 and 2 of Rings of Representation on Sunday, and then next week will be episode 3. You can catch me Monday on Based AF with Adam Kriegler and everyone else, and then you'll see me hopefully Monday night. All y'all have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, you too, man.
Absolutely. I love y'all.
Tom.
I put on my sexy voice to remind you all that Cobra Kai starts in less than 2 hours.
Yep.
Thanks for the
The
public
snake
service announcement.
will rise.
Indeed. Nickweiser. Looking
All
slightly
right.
confused and aroused at the same time.
Oh, who can say I can't be both? Anyways, chat, you've been awesome. Legion of Memers, you've been kicking ass and then some with the videos and the memes. Thank you guys. To the mods, thank you as well. Comics, thank you for letting me come on last minute. I didn't know I was going to be able to have this opportunity earlier today, so I appreciate you. Shout out to Tuggs, guys. Give her a huge. Let's give her a huge in the chat.
This is from
Huge.
Thanks, JS.
You were
Thank
great tonight,
you.
Tuggs.
Yes. And anyways, I got a channel. Eric posted in the chat. Tomorrow night I host the comic shop talk. It's pretty much at the tail end of Friday Night Tights. We talk comic books. Really, that's it. We drink alcohol and we talk comics. It's great and simple. And Toxic Tuesday will be talking Midnight Run. And yeah, it's gonna be huge. I have a video for which is doing well, the new Megadeth album I've been talking about. And I've got another video secretly in the works on. So those are the things. I also have a Gilded. Come take a look at that. And yeah, those are my things. And shout out to everyone else here on the panel. Thank you for letting me be here. It was nice to finally be back on TNT after about a month or so. So thank you, Congress, for letting me come on.
Hi, man. You're welcome.
I did check, by the way, it is the Duke of Cambridge, but that's what William just became this morning.
Happy birthday. It's your
Happy birthday. It's your birthday, Brahmabull.
Thank
It's
you,
your
everybody.
birthday.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for the birthday wishes. And the Legion of Memers, you guys killed it tonight on the birthday meme.
As usual.
Love it. Tuggs, great to have you on. Panel, always fun to hang out with you guys. Comics, thanks for having me on. And Eric K. and the rest of the mods, very well done tonight. So hope everybody has a great night. If we can get me to 250, then I'll probably do a stream. I probably won't do a birthday stream because it's late already and only 45 minutes left in the birthday. But if we get me to 250, I'll get some of these guys on and maybe a few extra guests, and we'll hang out for an hour or two.
Any strippers? No strippers?
Well, I mean,
No, they're all male strippers.
If you count Corey and Nickweiser as strippers, then yeah, we'll have a couple.
I promise I'll drink for you, and then I will make sure I come in pajamaless.
Nick's nuts, everybody. Nick's
Nobody
nuts.
wanted to
Now,
hear
when you
that.
say couple, are you shipping them?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. indeed.
Look, first of all, I want to acknowledge the familial art that Nick has hanging up behind him in his background. I thought it was great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Dave
well done.
Mustaine's autograph and a Hawkman piece.
Yeah, and I want to say this. All of you were invited tomorrow. I never have guests on the Friday pre-flight, but tomorrow's a special Friday pre-flight. It's
What's
number
special?
100.
Oh.
And you are all invited. I might even start a little early. I might start like 15 minutes to a half an hour early tomorrow to give me a little more room in front of Friday Night Tights to just, have a good time. I can't believe I've made it to 100 weeks of the Friday pre-flight. It's about 105 or 106, depending upon how you count. Fridays, since I started doing that show, because I had to take a break here and there.
Sweet.
But I'm very excited. The channel's growing. It stopped growing a lot. It's growing a little. A lot of that's because I got algorithmically boned because I've been covering ad tech stuff, social media stuff lately. In fact, this week was social media behaving badly week, apparently. And they're still doing it. I have more stories next week for all the bad things
Dude,
social
all the
media
stuff
is
that's coming out, dude. It's pretty bad.
I got stuff. I'm like several days ahead of some stuff, and I'm going, how do I have this? Well, it's because it's not being covered here in the States. It's being covered internationally before it gets here. It's like bad news, like is coming out elsewhere before it gets to the States. And I'm like going, why is that? Because it's happening here, and it's because nobody covers it.
Coach, are you going to do something special for your 100?
Yeah, I'm going to have you on. So come on over.
Have us
No,
come
aren't you
hang
going
out.
to shave your head or do something crazy like that?
No.
Well, come on. How are you going to commemorate it?
I'm going to say thanks. Send me money. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
You got to do something big. Shave your head. Shave half your beard.
Nair stream.
You know, maybe one eyebrow. Something that'll be big.
Shave one side of your balls.
Tell you what,
Oh
I
my God!
promise-
There's
you
gonna be
go.
some memes coming out of this, George. Just letting you know. The culture, like half his head shaved, half his beard shaved.
I'm not doing any of those things.
No, I'm talking the legion of memers, dude.
Wait a minute.
Half American.
I thought you agreed to do it already.
I agree nothing. What? George, I love you. Why are you inventing stuff right now? What?
One
You know what?
side of
Anyway, moving right along. Thank you to our very special guest, Tuggs. Where can
That
people find
surprised
you?
me. I wasn't ready. Thank you so much for
At least
having me
we're
on.
picking your
Comix.
nose or something.
That's gonna get memed. Thank you so much for having me on Comix. I had a lot of fun. Was the only girl, and I held my own. Strong, independent women over
There
here.
you go.
Mhm.
All of my links are down here. Oh, well,
Please
they were.
clap.
I'm on Twitter and Twitch. It's fine. That's Hug Life. Thanks, Eric. Eric's got it.
Thanks, thanks
And
for being a part of the
You've got
show tonight.
you've got your charity stream that you're doing on the 16th, correct?
Yes, on the 16th, Friday the 16th. A week from tomorrow, we're doing a charity stream, raise money for the kids, and it's gonna be a fun time. So yeah, thank you for having me on. I had a lot of fun. This is good.
Awesome, thank you. All right, what we got going on, man?
Sunday we're gonna do a member stream 9:00. Monday, Brendan Morse from the Red State joins us, and should be quite the political discussion. And then Thursday, we're going to have Latino Slant, and Kai is going to be on. Makes fun stuff. So.
You know what? Kai makes fun.
week.
Kai makes fun stuff. Just saying.
Oh, you don't
He
say.
does.
Stuff that's fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So, there is one last meme I do want to share before we get out of here.
That's always trouble.
No.
Hi,
No,
right?
there's some of them I didn't.
Scared.
So I'll put that out there. So there we go. There's Nick. Yeah, there's a
It's
little,
Nick's favorite big booty Latina.
Alex, we love you.
Primetime 99. Nickweiser 32.
That's right.
Did you hear about that interview where she talks about how she didn't think she's gonna live to September?
In GQ? Yeah, I
GQ.
think we're gonna have to talk about her and
Catcalling. Yeah.
Jennifer on Monday with a little bit of the political talk.
Oh yeah, look, I'm telling you right now, Jenny was totally fine with the cat calls and crawling into beds with
The one from the block?
Tomcats. I'm just gonna say.
No, it's a different, not the one from the block.
No, he's.
Are you talking about Walter?
Lawrence.
Yes.
Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer Lawrence. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus,
No.
that's right.
Yeah. We're talking about the wine guy.
Yes.
What?
So that's what we'll be doing
Weinstein.
Monday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Harvey.
We got to cover it Monday.
Yeah,
there's really no avoiding it.
Don't forget to talk about
Thanks for
Colin
being
who made
on.
more money than
What the
Chris
fuck was
Pratt.
that?
I think Tom
Me
just
running
ran out the
away.
door.
Tom just said, "Peace out, yo."
So everybody go to Tuggs Twitch.
Yes.
Save up a whole bunch of points. You need
Yes,
2,000 to make her drink. We're gonna
And
make
you-
this charity stream just an absolute crap show.
So
with
by hour-
Tuggs
by-
and
by
I mean,
hour
it's for
three-
charity. We want it to go well, but we want the Drink Up Lush hitting early and often.
Oh yeah, we want by hour 3 for Blotto.
Yeah.
I have to run the stream.
You need a producer, lady.
That's where you need a producer.
I want to be a producer.
Especially if she's doing a jump scare game.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Tuggs fall out of the chair.
She's
and
gonna
not
tip over
be back.
multiple times.
Hi, Tuggs.
It'll be great.
Scared.
It'll be great. Wait, we lost somebody.
We just lost.
It
my
was just
producer.
talks.
Great.
I
He didn't want to have to hit the buttons.
I'm gonna have to hit the button myself then. All right. Hey everyone, thank you so much for making this a wonderful stream. Both to the panel, the guests, to all you fantastic people out in the chat, and the Legion of Memers for making some fantastic memes as you guys always do. Thank you so much. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And JS Penny dropped a last minute super chat. I know. Give me a second. Computer's a little slow, buddy.
And make sure everybody catches Culture Shave his head tomorrow.
And there's Toxic Man Flew back here.
No, save his ball.
Okay, JS paid for $1.99. Hype for Kiloclowns the game.
No. Never.
All right.
We really should have popped up a clown on the screen just one time tonight.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
man.
Good night, folks. We'll catch you next time. I'll see you tomorrow night on Friday Night Tats. Of course, I'll be back on Monday. And God, hopefully I'll have my computer working so I can finish my fucking review of the stupid Freeze of
We're
Power
having
TV
a
show.
good time. We're having
Melanie
a good
Mac
time.
tomorrow, right?
Oh, Melanie Mac.
Did you
Yes,
see-
right. Melanie Mac.
Did you see that?
Melanie.
People in the chat say they heard Culture say he's going to shave tomorrow.
That is such a lie.
Are you calling the
You know
chat
what?
liars?
You will get.
Bye,
you know what? You're
folks.
getting no chance.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like,
Good night,
share, and comment,
sexy
and
people.
subscribe if you're new to the channel. A huge thanks to all the Subscribe Star supporters. Without you, Comix Division would probably be crying in a corner somewhere. Well, hello there, big spender. HMStix, Reuben Christopher Haynes, IMAV, Roger the Shrubber, and Toxic Man Flu. I'm a sucker with a lot of dough. Zelashi, Blair de Blair, Crazy Catguy, and DJ-O. Take my money, damn it! Katina Martin, Brahmabull, Commander Ed STRAKER of Shadow, TerminusEst, Elagabalus, DariusM, Salty Texas C, LDH27513, subscriber number 22F2C6C3, gentlemanmad, J.A.F.O, Dethangels Shadow, Dexidoodle, Mech AG94, That 70esrockfan, AJ Speaks, Pope Metallicus I, E. Clay, Peter Bickford, Billy Go Boom, No Green Rocks, Digital Remnant, Just Another Redshirt, JoesAtmosfere, and Mrs. Flu. I'll buy that for $1. Captain Trek, TZ Canadian, Chris from the 80s, Stand 4, Colin Douglas, Mr. Tickletrunk, Jenna Lynn, and user C32A7350. Thank you all for watching. You are awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna come a lot. Any of you guys that come with me? Oh, okay.
You're an awful human being, Nickweiser.
Thank you all for the birthday wishes.
I guess
one
I'll
last
come
time.
solo. Hey, I let everyone's name.
Do not come.
What the fuck was that?